Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Gloomhaven. Today we'll be starting with scenario 23, playing on +4 difficulty, which we'll talk about in a second. Still playing in our campaign with the Diviner, the Cragheart, and the Mindthief. This will also be Prosperity 3, as we did unlock Prosperity 3 at the end of our last session, so we will be unlocking items up to Prosperity 3 at the beginning of the stream. Alright. Yeah, what I was talking about there was the stupid decision to play on +4. Really unfortunate timing, right? So basically, we have two scenarios that we could do. We have 71 and 20. Ooh, oh god, I wrote the wrong title in the stream. I'm so sorry. This is scenario 22, not 23. I thought this was 23. My bad. Sorry, people. Anyway, I really do apologize for that one. Anyway, so we basically had there are some other things, but I don't want to go those paths. So we basically could do 71 or 22. 22 we need to do to unlock a bunch of other stuff. I don't want to do 71 because we just did it recently, and dying here already. It's so rough here because I have to close the door to my office area, and it just heats up so quickly, especially with my computer, which touching the chassis of my laptop, it's like too hot. You can't leave your finger on it for more than a couple seconds. I don't actually know if I'm going to make this today. I'm going to try. Dear God, I'm going to try. I'm already dripping in sweat. God, this is insane. It's like easily 40 degrees inside of the apartment and in this room closed off like this. Anyway, whatever. So what I was saying is it's actually like we had just these two choices. Maybe if I just stop the fan pointed at me. Hold on. Rather than having it rotate. All right, hopefully that helps a little bit. Anyway, point a little towards me. No, I don't want it more than that. So yeah, basically just these two scenarios we can do. We just recently did this in our other campaign, so I didn't want to do this scenario again. So that basically leaves us with 22. 22 is really unfortunate because it is a summoning scenario. Therefore, typically, like I said, I would play it on one difficulty lower than what I'd like to play on. Also, I can't even begin to imagine that I will play well today. Like, when having to do work at home, and for this last, basically the entirety of this week, everything I've done has been, it's just like those times when you're just like writing something, and then you go back over and you're like, what did I just write? But then you're even like too stupefied to, I don't know, when it's this hot, it's just impossible to think. Anyway, so like I'm gonna play badly. It's a summoning based scenario, and I'm still doing it on a +4. This is actually really stupid. The problem is, unfortunately, this is the last chance I'll get to play on +4 because as soon as the Mindthief, as soon as we complete one more scenario, Mindthief's gaining 3 experience, obviously, like even a failure. So at that point, we'll no longer be able to do +4, which is a shame because +4 is quite fun. And so I basically have to take this up. I could have just done 71 instead, which I guess was a reasonable consideration. 71 is also a really long scenario, and I didn't want to commit myself to playing such a long scenario since, again, I don't really know how this is going to go today. But yeah, so basically all that to say, we might lose. Again, just as since I see a few people have finally tuned in, I'm working obviously with a new mic today, so it's difficult for me to gauge how well it's functioning, if too much background noise from the fan is coming through, if I'm cutting out when speaking, or if everything comes through clearly. So please, in chat, please let me know how the mic is going. Let me know if there are any problems, or let me know even if it's working fine, because it's pretty important. I spent a fair amount of time testing it, but testing works just fine until you hit the battlefield. Alright. So the first thing to do for today is to go up to Prosperity 3. Let's do that. Prosperity 3 is going to have us go up to item 28. So obviously spoilers for Prosperity 3. It's in the title. It'll be in the title of the VOD as well. Okay, so we've got Heavy Greaves. You are immune to all force movement caused by either enemies or scenario mechanics. This is humorously terrible for boots. The fact that, these boots I don't even know. It's a joke item. Chainmail's nice. It's a significant upgrade, I would say, to the hide armor. It's not so much more expensive, and it's twice the price, but it's only 20 gold and gives you one more shield. This is kind of my de facto heavy armor. I like it quite a lot. Amulet of Life is a fine helm item for some scenarios. It's like a sort of sideboard helm item, which is good against some types of enemies in some scenarios. But generally speaking, for the classes that would want this effect, you're just better off with an Iron Helm, which costs half as much and is typically more effective. Jagged Sword is a fine hand item. It's a little bit too expensive is the biggest issue. Adding Wound is better than adding Poison. Makes sense, therefore. But I mean, basically, like, this should have cost 10 gold, and this should have cost 20 gold, I guess. Probably be more reasonable. As is, you're almost never going to buy this. I mean, this is so much worse than the Battle Axe. So, and like, worse than a shield. Typically, you're just going to do Heater Shield plus Battle Axe. Rarely, on some classes, you might do like Heater Shield plus Jagged Sword or Battle Axe Jagged Sword, I guess. Long Spear, a really nice weapon, though. Contrary to this, I mean, it's basically just the Battle Axe, except it's spent rather than consumed. Nice. It allows you to actually attack one further away, which is a little bit better than the Battle Axe, although the AoEs are kind of comparable in how easy they are to line up. Both have advantage and disadvantage, but here you also, I mean, like better against Retaliate and stuff like that. Most significantly, it's just spent rather than consumed, so you can use it multiple times per scenario. The biggest thing is that up to this point, as a melee character, there isn't that much that you care about in hand items. Like, yeah, there's the Heater Shield, and so like I said, Heater Shield plus Battle Axe is a very reasonable combination of items for a lot of melee classes, but just going for a Long Spear, which costs therefore 10 gold less, or the same if you have full discount, can many times for a class that doesn't care about the defensive Heater Shield, which like is fine but not exceptional, be quite reasonable. Major Healing Potion doesn't get purchased almost ever. A couple classes in the game might buy this pretty rarely. There are so many better small items in the game. Small items is kind of like the most valuable slot. Maybe boots are the most valuable slot. Some classes maybe helm. But a lot of the time, small items are the most valuable slots in the game. And it's just like at higher level, I mean, by the time you get to Prosperity 3, you're typically playing characters that slightly, I mean, you're starting at level 3 minimum. And on your first campaign, obviously, you're going to be at higher level as well. Like, you're using a healing potion typically to remove wound and poison, or just to get a little healing in the clutch, but the extra cost here is just way too much. This honestly should probably cost like 20 gold, I think would be much more reasonable. And Moon Earring is a really nice small item, another reason why it's very good, which allows you to refresh your spent items without long resting. Alright, anyway, do we want any of these things? I don't think so. Mindthief, we're already really happy with the weapons we have. Cragheart. Nothing really there either. No, I think we're good. Alright, so the only thing now is we can actually do some changes on the Diviner. We should have done this a little while ago, but we were saving for... No, first we need to do a city event, right? Actually, I think our reputation is in a spot where, yeah, we're at 0. So no, there's not... We can't gain 3 reputation, I think, from a single city event. So let's actually do our shopping first. It's just, I haven't found the Cloak Invisibility to be very good on the Diviner, so I'm going to end up selling that to buy a Cloak of Pockets and to get some more small items. Alright, so this is number 5, so this goes there. So that gives us 10 gold, this costs us 20 gold, so that is a net loss of 10. 7. So for small items, we've already got mana, stun powder, and endurance. So what else do we want to buy? Power Potion, it's like 3 to 4 damage. It's not bad. Healing Potion is also not bad. I think the first thing that we do want to buy, though, is probably a Ring of Skulls. Our modifier deck has gotten good to the point where summon items are pretty good for us. And we have a fair amount of CC, especially considering us plus the Mindthief. But it is realistic to get a few attacks, I think, from this thing. So yeah, I think this is worth carrying around. On this sort of class with an exceptional modifier deck, I do like having summon items. I think maybe the best class for summon items. So this costs us 50 gold. So that puts us down to 7. Means we cannot afford one more small item, but that's fine for now. Sorry, just drink some water. And I think that's all the shopping we're going to do. Now we just need to, now we need to do our city and road events. Just quickly, maybe we'll finally gain some reputation. Alright. Okay. Alright, well I need to gain a random item design. I'm too hot and too tired to go through the whole rigmarole explaining this. I'm just gonna grab one out, put it somewhere, and if I end up using it, I'll worry about it then. I'm not gonna today. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's do this to avoid spoilers. Yeah, that's fine. We're not going to be using this item no matter what, so it's not a big deal. We ended up unlocking item 93. We had to pay 5 collective gold, which we can pay from the Mindthief. Mindthief is the one who's the most enhancement locked and just doesn't really have anything to buy at this point. Okay, time to do a city or a road event. Okay. All right. Ooh, interesting. It's a nice item, but it's difficult. All right, well, we're about to spoil item 106. So fair warning, we've got an item 106, and we are going to spoil it because worst case scenario, I mean, it's going to be flipped up from now on. So no getting around this. So just giving a quick warning to everyone: if you turn away now, if you really don't want to see what item 106 is, but I mean, turn away permanently up until the point where you're fine with spoiling it, I guess. All right, there we go. So, Necklace of Teeth. Anytime you kill an enemy during your turn, perform a heal 1 self action. I like this item a lot, so we gain it collectively, so we can give it to whoever we want to. The best person in our party is definitely the Mindthief to give it to. It does provide some nice healing for the Mindthief. The biggest reason I think I'm not going to end up using this is simply because it's just when playing solo, it's so easy to forget this. Like, I forget it more often than I remember. It's just not worth the mental upkeep for trying to remember this. So in the end, I'm actually going to give it to the Diviner, who can then sell it for 20 gold. Because I want gold the most in the Diviner, since she's the one who's not really enhancement locked. And also she can buy another small item, which is nice. Okay, that works. So let's shuffle all of the things. Oh, God. Ow. Sorry, I'm going to be drinking a lot. I apologize for that. There's just not much that can be done about it. Alright, so let's take a look. For now, we have no special rules. Our goal is to destroy all the altars. They're already placed. There are 4 of them. And there's something you read when we open here. Now we just have 2 cultists, 1 elite, 1 regular. We all start in here. Okay. Also have some cards to swap in. So, Cragheart gets to bring in Cataclysm. What card don't we want? Yeah, probably just Explosive Punch at this point. Cataclysm basically just replaces the bottom Explosive Punch with an almost strictly better version. We don't need that many cards like this, so Explosive Punch is a reasonable cut. You know, other things we can consider like Earthen Claw, but I do still like having this healing. We do have Nature's Lift out now, but I think that's fine. At some point it had to go. We've got some healing here and here. I think this is just freer healing since it can be used in combat, being a bottom heal. Alright. And then the Diviner. Add and seal their fate. So, clarification for anyone who's been watching up until now. We've actually been, because I had to read the Diviner FAQ the other day, and I realized that we've been using Preordained the Path wrong. It's actually even worse than we thought it was. Can't use this on enemies that haven't been revealed yet, which just makes this so bad. Like, so you have to use this on enemies that you're fighting while in combat, and if they've already flipped a shuffle that turn, then it's just doing nothing. And like, I don't know, it's so narrow. Even when we could use it on enemies that hadn't been revealed yet, it seemed mediocre. Now that we know that we can't, I mean, that non-active monsters can't be looked at, yeah. I'm going to use it a little bit longer just to, now that we can play with it, the real version, just to kind of prove that it's wrong. And then Marcel actually suggested that since I am going to write a guide for this, that I try some of the different cards. So after that, I know this is technically cheating, but again, writing the guide is my goal of this scenario, or this campaign. So I will end up swapping this out after being able to firmly give this a negative review, because, yeah, this effect, not good. But for now, we're going to keep it. Definitely really like this. Definitely, this is still good, especially now we have the 1/5 card. Stun is very good against cultists, so I'm hesitant to give this up. Always want this. Certainly want this now that's enhanced. So it's probably just this that we get rid of now. Our enhancement, our initiative card. Sucks a bit, but we can still use the 13 for initiative. I guess 13 and 8 are different against cultists, because cultists can easily go at, have 2 cards that go at 10. When demons can also go at 9 and invis, but with 13 with our boots of speed, we can always go at 3, so I guess it's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, we gotta cut something, and that's obviously our weakest card since it's literally just a move 2 with 8 initiative. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab our battle goals. Loot no money, tokens, or treasure overlay tiles have 5 or more total cards. Well, we really want check marks. We don't. I mean, we do care about money, but not that much at this point, actually. And 5 or more cards at the end on a 9 card class, not so easy. It's also can certainly be a hard scenario, especially at +4. Use no items or kill 3 or fewer monsters. We'll try to kill 3 or fewer monsters. Definitely not using 0 items again on what is going to be a very difficult scenario. Gain 13 or more experience, or have 3 or fewer total cards in your hand. This is so easy to do with the short rest losing cards. It's basically impossible to fail this because of that way that works. So, unless you're just really stupid, I think we'll just take that. We're likely to gain 13 more experience typically on the Mindthief, but it's never a guarantee. All right. I'm gonna quickly blow my nose. Oh, oops. Sorry. I actually I had muted my microphone when I was blowing my nose and I forgot. Thank you very much for the 11 months, Themris. And hello, Marcel. I really do appreciate the 11 months of Prime subscriptions. And Olaf to you as well. And am I actually quiet now? Or is it fine? Now that I've figured out how to unmute myself. Okay, good. Let me know if there's like background sound coming in from the fan or anything too much with the mic. Like I said, I'm using a desktop mic now, so I want to make sure that there aren't issues. Whew. Okay. So yeah, we don't want either of these cards on this scenario. I think everything else is fine. Forgot that we'd made some changes here. So we'll probably take this and this as usual. Again, Mass Hysteria is not good against level 7 enemies, especially not the type of enemies in this scenario. We're looking at like a low number of strong enemies rather than a large number of weak enemies, which is where Mass Hysteria shines, even considering the fact that it gives us ice. Okay, so we stun one of them and we activate the Mind's Weakness. I think this is better than immobilizing one. Mobilizing isn't necessarily even good because we have to be concerned about them summoning, but we still want to CC the other. I mean, I guess, no, it's not even possible. Since we're not moving, we can't block all the summon spots. SGDQ would probably be a better thing to give your Twitch Primes to, but I do appreciate it regardless. Well, I stole $2.50 from Doctors Without Borders, right? Because, you know, Amazon takes half of each subscription. But I will maybe make a donation. Sorry, I'm having difficulty reading and thinking at the same time. I assume Twitch gives the full amount for GDQs. Maybe that could be a fair justification. I'm not actually sure. That'd be an interesting thing to look at. I'm not really sure. Maybe for donations they do. I'm not sure for subscriptions if they do or not. Anyway, so to address Marcel's question, I mean, I'm not the only one to have said this. Let me actually, so that this isn't in my own words. I think it's better like this, right? All right, let's see. Where was this at? Let me just quickly find what I'm looking for. All right. So this is, I can even prove that this is not me saying it. Grab this and let's copy paste into chat. Boom. All right. So, quote, Cauldron. Playing at higher difficulties is, well, all right. That first part isn't necessary. Playing at +0, I guess other classes would be stronger, but playing at +0, you could probably beat the game easily, even with 4 Tinkerers in the party. So it's not really a good baseline for determining the strongest class. Strongest class should be the best at the hardest count, not the best at steamrolling easy scenarios. Okay, so this is like semi-pertinent, but I'm using this as an example. Basically, the reason why it's relevant to me to test at +4 difficulty or whatever, even if only 1% of people are going to do it, is because testing at well, I won't necessarily get into a debate between you two about what most people play at, but anyway, my point is, regardless of what most people play at, first of all, for like an inexperienced Gloomhaven player playing at +0 or +1 difficulty would probably be an approximate similarity of difficulty for them to successfully complete scenarios as me playing at something like +3 difficulty. Okay? So that's one reason why it's important. If I were to play myself at +0 difficulty, it wouldn't be the same as someone who's reading a guide playing at +0 difficulty. So this is the first point. The second point is simply what Cauldron is talking about there. At +0 difficulty, it doesn't matter what you do. You can do anything you want. Like he said, you could stack a party with, you can make 4 copies of the Tinkerer, and you could probably beat the game like this if you played everything at +0. You wouldn't have any difficulty doing that, I think. Maybe 1 or 2 scenarios. Even then, I'm not even sure. Like 72 might be a little bit difficult, but I think you could probably even still swing it. So the point is, like, it doesn't really matter what you do at +0 difficulty. So therefore, like, it's difficult to gauge whether something is good or bad because everything works. You can just, play losses that are fun to use. You can do wacky combos. You can do all these things, and you're not going to find out that it's not good because there's no like negative reinforcement for making a bad decision. So I have to play higher difficulty in order to actually like do things at a difficulty where decisions matter. Yeah. I've seen plenty of streamers that struggle hard at -1 difficulty. I mean, I'm sure. And again, I'm not even I'm not gonna laugh or make fun of these people. Everyone should play at their own pace. That is the great thing about scaling difficulty in Gloomhaven. It's great. I think it's a great idea to have this sort of scaling difficulty system in the game. And my only complaint is I wish that the higher difficulty scaling was more difficult. Like I wish there was a greater gap between going to +1 and +2. Like having to go to +4 difficulty is a bit exaggerated. I wish that like always like playing on +2 would be like I wish. This is why I don't even use the terms like hard and very hard, because I think they're disingenuous. Because for example, very hard isn't very hard, and I don't want to like scare people off from playing at +1 or +2 or something. But anyway, so my point is, there's a difficulty that's appropriate for everyone. But the purpose of guides is to help people who are struggling with scenarios. And if I do something where I don't have difficulty beating a scenario, and then I recommend, like, if I play a scenario that's not difficult for me to beat, and I use something, I don't know whether that will help someone who's struggling with that scenario, because the scenario wasn't a struggle for me to beat. So I need to do things which are difficult for me to figure out what works. So similarly, someone who would then struggle on -1 can read a guide and then be like, all right, well, I can do this thing because I think that works for people who are struggling against a competitive level of difficulty for a scenario, and then do that. All right. So, where are we? So we're going to stun one of the cultists there. We probably want to stun the other cultist here, since the Cragheart can't contribute stuns. Cragheart. Ooh, or we could actually just block him from summoning with Rock Slide. That seems good. Let's slide some rocks on him. So what are we going to do for a bottom then? Probably our typical good initiative. We're going to Endurance Potion here anyway, because we typically always want to Endurance Potion our first rest cycle. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the mechanics of the game do kind of change with difficulty, because obviously, like, between level 3 and level 4, there's a big difference, but at the same time, you can't really be sure, you know, what level people are at when they're reading the guide, so it's too difficult to try to account for this anyway, I think. Yeah, exactly. Wind demons and earth demons would be exactly what I was thinking of when saying that. Okay, so in that case, we don't need to do stunning, so why don't we give a bunch of curses? That's probably fine. So we don't actually need to move. I guess I'd rather do the moving attack afterwards. So let's just do this and this for now. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can use like this stun plus this next turn, because we only need to stun before 63 anyway. It's the only really important thing. All right, here we go. Yeah, there's the 10. So one of them is going to get to do something. Our obstacles are going to be a little bit less great, huh? That's all right. Not the end of the world. Do we have any way we can fix that? No, not really. So we're going to take a curse. Sure. Okay. On the Mindthief, we're going to gain 2 experience total. We're going to create ice. We're going to start by activating the Mind's weakness on all your melee attacks at +2 attack. And we're going to use the bottom of reverse edge to make an attack 1 stun, targeting the elite cultist. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Themris. It's probably a good idea that we add a small disclaimer explaining how the methodology for creating guides. All right, so attacking the elite. It's better to get the elite. Sorry, it's better to stun the elite because the elite hits. I mean, so one of them is always going this turn, right? The elite hits for 1 more damage, and it also has more life. So getting wound on the elite sooner is actually more valuable. So reverse edge attacking. Make sure we shuffle all our decks here. We didn't have any extra cards still in. Nope. No, all good. Attacking the elite. All right, so respectable 2 damage. I'm just going to do the 3rd damage from the wound right now. I'm not going to bother placing the stun, because the elite will go. I mean, because the cultists are the next things to go here. So we're done at 8. So then the cultists go. The elite loses its stun. The regular goes to here and attacks the Mindthief. The attack is at -1, so normally 3, here 2. Okay, so we take 2 damage on the Mindthief. Perfectly fine. We have Empathetic Assault. The more annoying thing is getting a curse. Nope, not that deck. This deck. I just mean, especially for the Diviner. She has extremely powerful cards in the right scenario situations, and judging cards in a vacuum, just looking at the best in every case, overvalues some cards will undervalue some of the cards. Obviously, some of her abilities are designed around expansion scenarios, where they are much more powerful than in regular scenarios. Oh, don't get me wrong. When I write the guide for this class, I plan on very clearly stating that Forgotten Circles is a completely different animal for this class, and what's good in base Gloomhaven might not, like, and Forgotten Circles aren't necessarily the same thing. Like, I understand that completely. So like this guide is going to be for base Gloomhaven, which is the only thing I can give it for. And I'm also like, I mean, the purpose of testing before writing a guide is that I'm very specifically not judging cards in a vacuum. I'm testing most of the cards. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I even saw you. All right, where's that card? Let's see. It's up here. I mean, so first of all, Fount is amazing. I can't imagine this card ever being better. So I don't really like. Whatever, the bottom is okay. Anyway, like I saw you provide 2 recommendations for different builds for the Diviner, and I noticed in both of your sets of recommendations, you didn't even recommend Cleansing Rite in either build. And so, like, for example, this would be one of those cards where I think I don't ever need to play with this card to be able to say that I can assess it in a vacuum. Now, again, this is in a vacuum based on base Gloomhaven. Obviously, there could be a scenario in Forgotten Circles where this card might end up being very good. But in base Gloomhaven, I can't imagine that this is ever the correct card to take at level 4. And again, I even though you might say, well, those were just 2 builds, the loss is good. Yeah, the loss is very powerful and scales well. But the problem is you're playing, like, you have a non-card until then. Anyway. The issue is... I mean, the top definitely could be better than heal 2. The problem that the top has is one of those 10% scenario, 10% situation sort of things. Like, if you play a scenario against elite, I mean, a bunch of forest imps, like, this top is actually really powerful. Like, the rider on this card has such high variance, this creates a problem with balancing the entire card. In scenarios where you're not likely to get curses, or you get very few curses, like even here, for example, cultists can curse, but no one's going to get, 5 or 6 curses in their deck. So this rider just isn't good. If you're in a scenario with forest imps, it's extremely powerful. So the problem is that the rider is such high variance that it, like, I guess has a pretty high power budget, but in reality, the top is a heal 2. The bottom is powerful, but you have a 62 initiative kind of like blank top half until you want to use the bottom, and again, it's a loss on a 9-card class. Correct. Exactly. That's the issue. Exactly. You have a powerful, but I mean, not even situational loss. The loss is good, although it's like situational. What I mean is, by nature of being a loss, it's not something you just automatically want to use immediately, and you do kind of want to set up an ideal situation where, like, people recover 9 collective cards and they're like good cards. So it's like, it's still a situation that can come up every scenario. So it's not situational in the same way the top is situational, but it's still just not something you can play immediately. So you basically like have this bottom that you don't want to play immediately or even for a little while until like a specific situation comes up in each scenario, combined with a top that you just don't want to play most scenarios. The bottom was each ally recovers 1 discarded card non-loss. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Marcel. That would be much better. That would be a generically useful bottom to pair with a situationally very useful top, and makes a lot more sense than, again, the way this card is laid out right now. But anyway, so my point is, I'm going to play with some different cards, even than just the cards I took. I'm going to play with Envision the Course at some point because I really want to test this card. So I'm not just evaluating cards in a vacuum. I'm evaluating cards also with testing. But there are some cards that will just be evaluated in a vacuum, like Cleansing Rite, and unfortunately, well, I think sometimes we can get away with this. All right, so cultists are done. Next up, we have Old Craghearts. We're going to begin by using Rock Slide. So we create Earth, gain 1 experience, and we get to drop some rocks. Most exciting part of every Craghearts day. So there's always going to be a rock here. I think I'm going to place a rock here as well because I want to heaving swing one of these two through to 2 rocks. I guess I can just go ahead and place another rock here as well. So like rock, rock, rock. We don't take any damage, and this does 2 damage to both of them. Doesn't help a ton with blocking spots off, I guess, is the biggest issue. But we're just going to chain stun this one and kill this one, so I don't think that really matters at this point. All right. And then we're going to use the bottom of Unstable Upheaval as a default move here. Because, yeah, we want to be able to knock one of these into these rocks, so this is where we want to be. And we're going to recover Unstable Upheaval using a minor endurance potion charge. Now you're making me want... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to make some changes on those things at some point. All right, Diviner's up. We're going to create Dark. We're going to give 2 curses with the bottom. And then we're going to give 2 curses at the top, minimum. So I'm just going to give the 4 curses for now. And we're going to attack both of the cultists. We can long rest, I think, before the next room, probably. I mean, we generally want to long rest as much as possible, so I'll just go ahead and use my goggles here. Let's do the regular and then the elite. Each of these are attack 0s, first with advantage. Nice. That's what I like to see. So ambiguous gives us a +2, so we get 2 damage on the first and another curse. Okay, and another curse and 0. We get 2 damage on the regular. That's actually the most important one to damage. Get no damage here, but we got 2 more curses. That's super nice. Curses already. Definitely not going to complain about that. Okay. And that's the end of the round. So, Mindthief can move up, heal herself, and make a stun attack. It's unfortunate because it goes after 10, but at this point 10 is only 1 out of 7. The heal is good, it heals us for 2, and the strengthen is really good here because it's going to affect us for 2 rounds of attacking, so it's like easily the best chance to use this. Same thing here, I think we're going to use blunt force to strengthen ourselves. The initiative isn't great, but again, we only go after the 10. The 10 is not great for us, but it's only 1 out of 7, and then we're going to use Heaving Swing, which is just our best attack at this point. All the enhancements. Okay, and then, so 1 is going to be stunned. How close are we to killing the regular? So 3. Yeah, I don't think you should do that Tinkerer one. There's no reason to fan those flames. Yeah. Alright, so 3 damage from the attack itself, plus probably 1 because we'll be advantage. So 4, wound is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so it's 2 health left, so it's not quite dead. So, what does that mean for us? Oh, ooh, we could kill it with this. If it doesn't die, I guess we can kill it with that. I think overall this actually works pretty well. 57 allows us to, worst case scenario, if it's not going to die, if it doesn't die before it summons, we can stun it before it would summon. Otherwise, there's a decent chance that they actually go between 11 and 57 if they don't summon, in which case we can re-stun the elite after it breaks out of its stun from the Mindthief. So overall, this works pretty well. And then we can potentially, you know, attack the other one. I prefer to attack the elite because obviously then we get the curse, but we've got a lot of options here. Regardless, I think it's looked good for us. Let's go. All right, 63. Well, we planned around this just fine. All right, Mindthief's up first. We're going to heal for 2. We're going to get strengthened. We're going to go to here. Sadly, the Mindthief doesn't do enough thieving mines, huh? We're going to consume ice, gain 1 experience, and this is going to give us an attack 6 with advantage and stun. Okay, well, we got rid of the curse already. That's beautiful. Turns out that strengthen modifiers on moves, pretty good. All right, so +2 from our 6 is 8 damage here. Putting us down to 12 and stunning it. And we got a new ice. Beautiful. Couldn't have drawn it up better. That was literally the perfect flip for us. That was as if the Diviner stacked our deck. Okay, so then all Cragheart goes. We're going to gain 1 experience from using the bottom blunt force. We're just going to move back and forth to stay where we are. Correct, yes, I mean, the self-heal moves. Exactly. So Marcel, I said this, I think, before you got here. All right, see you, Thomas. I had actually been playing something wrong. You didn't even catch me. And I actually disagree with this. So first of all, I found this effect to be kind of, well, so-so. But I've since found out that I've been using this wrong, that I can't use this on monsters that haven't yet appeared in the scenario. And I have to say, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, it makes a card which was already, like, average worse. And more than anything, like, thematically, I don't understand. Because the Diviner's theme is that we mess with the future. So, like, monsters we're going to face later in the scenario is still part of the stuff we could mess with. It seems to me that we should be able to, at least. That was a ruling from Isaac, not from me. Okay. Yeah, that's an unfortunate ruling, I think. Okay, so we have Retaliate 1, but more significantly, we have Strengthen on ourselves. We're going to attack with Heaving Swing, targeting the regular cultist, and we will be using the push. So here we go, with advantage, as usual. Well. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's a small and beneficial change, I would say. Because the worst problem is, like... So, alright, I talked about this a little bit before you came, but I'll go over it again now that you're here. My issue with how the bottom of this works now is it makes it so much more narrow. So this bottom, the good thing about this bottom is when you're facing scenarios with, like, annoying enemies, so for example, like cultists, or I guess wind demons, maybe flame demons, you know, night demons, whatever, the annoying enemies that we looked at. The nice thing is being able to look at their decks and deal with them before you deal with the enemy to get some sort of an advantage. But the problem is, here you have to use it when you're already facing the enemy, which first of all means you're using sort of a non-combat bottom action in the middle of combat. Now, it's still a bottom action, so it's not that costly, but obviously, like, the Diviner has a lot of very good bottom actions, so it's difficult to justify at the same time, like when you could be, like, pulling into a Disarm Rift, or mobilizing. Well, although pulling into a Disarm Rift would be better. But the other thing is, because of the existence of the shuffle, like, typically most scenarios, there's only going to be, like, one or at most a couple enemy types that are annoying, that are, like, really annoying and worth looking at. And the problem is, like, so for example here, if I had played that card and they're getting the shuffle, I can't actually even do anything meaningful with it because I can't look at one of the other enemies I really care about. And like here I'm facing one enemy, so like if there's only one enemy in the room and they've flipped a reshuffle this turn, the turn that I play that, it literally does nothing. It has no effect. And again, if there's multiple enemies, but only like if there were, for example, Cultists and Living Bones, I don't care about the Living Bones deck most of the time. You know, it's so generic. I'm glad to hear it sounds well. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Again, it just like it seems like there's so much more possibility that this misses because of the fact that because of the existence of reshuffles and the limited targeting. You really should maybe try to talk to Isaac and convince him that this should be used. I mean, like, it's definitely, I would say, surely not too powerful if you can use it on monsters you haven't seen yet. Yeah, I mean, it can certainly be a combat ability, but the problem, I mean, like I said, is you still have to use it, I mean, on an enemy that you actually care to look at. They have to not reshuffle the turn you play it. I mean, two enemies can also reshuffle, although now we're kind of getting into more extremes, but still. And then even then, you still have to find relevant stuff, which is less likely if you're not getting target. Anyway, my point is, I don't think the effect is powerful enough that it really deserves the nerf, which it is a significant nerf of not being able to look ahead at other monsters, and I think it is a thematic win as well to be able to look ahead. It depends what the other two cards that were added to the deck would be. That's a fair point. All right, anyway. So we made an attack +2 muddle. So our attack was 3 base, +2 is 5. Puts this down to 6. We're going to push it through this rock and this rock. We'd rather keep this rock here to block a spot just in case. So 2 rocks down. Why am I draining these all the way down here? Yeah, adding more non-shuffles would definitely help. That's true. Okay, so that's 2 damage per rock. And I think we, in each case, destroy the obstacle and gain 1 experience. We actually gain 2 experience and we get 2 more direct damage. Putting this down to 2 and putting a wound on it. Perfect. Gonna work really well. Now we don't even have to worry about that anymore. Okay, so then the Diviner goes. So we're going to So we don't need to use this to stun anymore because we're actually just going to block the spot here. And this is already stunned. Okay, so, well, but what I'm saying, Marcel, though, is I mean, like, I understand, like, you don't really get to make this final decision. It is Isaac's final say. But this, for example, this, like, this change, it's not clear on the card. This is an FAQ change. So, like, this you could champion immediately, and you could just convince him to rewrite the, I mean, like, the FAQ just needs to be changed, because I played with this the way that I thought it worked, and it was only until after I read the FAQ that I learned it worked differently. So, like, this would be something you could just get. This doesn't even need a second edition. Oh, that's a rules thing that you can't look in decks that are in play? Okay. Yeah, I guess, I mean, that does make sense, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to use the bottom of Seal Their Fate. We're going to do a move 3, going to here, and then we're going to make an attack 2, range 3 curse, targeting the elite, flipping some more modifiers. Not exciting, but we'll take it. 3 damage, putting this down to 9, and putting a curse into their deck. There you go. And then we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer just as a default attack. We don't need to stun anything here. We don't really need to default attack this, because it's going to actually suicide, but we're going to default it anyway. I guess, yeah. I mean, the reason to use this as a default, I suppose, is that if we get like a rolling curse into a miss or something like that, or maybe an element we're going to use, I don't really know. Anyway, we're going to use the top of dimensional transfer as the default attack too, targeting the adjacent cultist. All right, well, we kill it. We have some reason to not want to kill things. No. Loot nothing. Kill 3 or fewer. 3 or fewer cards at the end. All right. Anyway, cultist down. And because we played this as a default action, we're going to recover it. Extra turns, so we got off hand size. All right, cultists go. Loses stun. Takes 1 from the wound, down to 8. And that's the end of the round. This is where we would love to have some deck manipulation. We can do this to cultists if we go before everyone else. Going before everyone else is kind of the annoyance, though, huh? We could use our boots, though, if we do like something like this. Maybe reasonable. So we always want to keep these 2 cards. We probably want to keep them for the next room. We could do like these 2 when we enter. Yeah, I think this works. Yeah, it's fine. All right. So the Mindthief can actually create dark for us before we go. So we go 13. You actually have to worry about this enemy, though, right? It actually has to be killed. The Mindthief actually probably needs to attack it. Not just like nonsense by going and looting. Save this and this. Alright, so let's just attack it. This. Want to go after her. If it makes 1 attack, it makes 1 attack. It's not the world. I'll save this. I don't really know how good this is going to be. You have a big move. Theoretically, this is an attack. Yeah, that's an attack with upside, so let's just use this. Okay, so what is the Cragheart doing? I guess we probably need a little bit more help attacking, just in case. Yeah, we can attack with Kinetic. This initiative works as well. And the other card we're playing, I'm probably just throwing away this. We don't need the healing immediately. Oh, I eliminated you. Alright, here goes. Alright, 27, that works. So the Diviner's up first. We're just going to use the bottom of Preordain the Path to reveal the top card of any non-boss monster ability card deck. Top card for the cultist deck. Alright, so it's going to be the exact same card. And good to know. Those doesn't change much because the outcome for how we're going to play wouldn't have been any different. Alright, Mindthief. Oh, sorry. And then we use the top of Protective Aura, gain 1 experience, create light, and all allies within range 2 gain shield 2. Okay, then the Mindthief's up at 14. So we're going to begin by using the top of Into the Night as a default attack. We're going to consume the ice. So our default attack is normally for 4, but plus the ice is 6. We still have advantage. Okay, 7. That's always dying. Down to 1. So then we can actually use the bottom of Feedback Loop as a move 4 jump. Then we're going to be here, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, then we won't have enough movement. This is going to be a tough scenario. We are playing on +4. We should probably not worry too much about the coin. Also, gold doesn't do anything for the Mindthief at this point because we can't do any more enhancements. So yeah, I'm just going to do nothing. Let's just stay in place. Alright, so the Cragheart's up. I mean, the Cragheart can just go ahead and attack here because then we can move on to the coin, which is a little bit better. So the Cragheart's going... Oh, but the Cragheart's going to get a kill. Yeah, so be it. We don't get the perk, we don't get the perk. We're going to make an attack 4 with Kinetic Assault. We still have advantage. Okay. So, down. And then we use the bottom of Earthing Clod as a default move. Here, grab this coin. Finer's the one we want coins on the most, but we're going to take this opportunity to get it when we can. Alright, cultists are eliminated. So it's good to know that they're not summoning the turn we run in. They're just moving and attacking. Alright. So, nothing else there, right? Oh. yeah, I think our plan to use these 2 cards is reasonable. We do need someone to open the door for us first, but 23 is still before the 27 of the cultists. We just go before us. Like the Mindthief, huh? Because we know they're just moving and attacking. The Immobilize is actually good here. So we can actually do this. And then have... yeah, this plus this the following turn? Yes. Perfect. Perfect. We immobilize one, stun the other. I think there's 2 cultists. There might be 3. So if there's a third, yeah, not much the Cragheart can do about it. We'd also, I guess, like to move in before 27, because that's when they move. Move 3 enough. That should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Worst case scenario, we use boots. Yep, I think this seems reasonable. All right, here we go. So, Mindthief's up first. We're going to use the bottom of Cranium Overload as a move 5. Movement to the door. All right, let's read our new rules. So, each altar A has 4 plus C times L hit points. So, L is 6, C is 3, so 18, so 22 hit points on each altar. Okay. For each altar that isn't destroyed, regardless of whether it has been revealed, the maximum hit point and attack value of all demons is increased by 1, and their movement and range values are increased by 0.5. Melee attacks do not increase in range. So currently they have 4 more HP and attack, and 2 more range and movement. All right. In this room we have a chest. This is a trap chest, but I'm not 100% sure, so we're looking to grab it. I believe this is a bad one. And then we have 3 cultists in the end, 1 elite and 2 regular. See? Regular. Alright. They're up to. Alright, so the regulars have 3 movement, the elite has 4, 1, 2. They're not actually clumped up for Massive Boulder. That sucks. I thought they would be clumped, but they're actually not. It would have been better to let them go first, but oh well. Can't win them all. Normally we're gonna like go here. Us. This region us. I guess one of them is always attacking us, it seems. I think that's unavoidable. Oh no, it's just 3 movement for the elite. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Good 1, 2, so we can go 3, 4 to here, I suppose. No, just to here. Side a little bit more, because this has only 3 movement. So then the Diviner, the Cragheart, all of us can stay on this back line. We can disable these 2, and this one won't hit anyone. That seems good. Okay, use the top of hostile. Oh my god, I can hear Jessica turning on the shower now. Cold showers, like honestly the best thing in the world when it's this hot. It just feels amazing. Okay, sorry for the distraction, but that's how my brain's working these days. I apologize. So, hopefully it's going to be better next week. So as I explained before, we do have this portable air conditioning room in our unit in our bedroom, which we do have turned on these days. And Jessica's actually going to be in Paris for 2 weeks, starting Monday. So on Sunday, we're going to try to move my desk into the bedroom. Hopefully we can get everything moved there. The biggest issue is going to be if there are enough outlets, but we'll see this weekend. And so if we manage to do that, I will actually hopefully be able to survive, and like the streams will be more reasonable for the next 2 weeks, regardless of the heat. So today will just be the one really, really bad day. I apologize for that. All right. So hostile takeover gives us an attack 2, range 4, mobilize. Doesn't matter so much which one we target. I guess we can target the closer one, so we'll do number 4. Likely to be able to kill that one sooner. Okay, plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4, putting us down to 11, and mobilizing it. All right. So then the Diviner goes. We're going to do a little teleport 4 action. 1, 2, 3 to here. Any more than that. And we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer, gaining 1 experience, creating a dark. Target 1 invisible and stun, target 1 enemy, or affect 1 ally within range 3. We're just going to invis. Done you. And then the Cragheart goes. Cragheart's going to use the bottom of Cataclysm as a move 3. 1, 2 to here. And then we're going to use the top of Massive Boulder to an attack 3, range 3, creating Earth. targeting this one because this one's invisible, we can't hit it, and it makes sense to focus down the one we already hurt anyway. Goes. We could like use the Doom Compass now to clump them up a little bit more for splash damage, but then it would actually hit us, and that would just be bad. Also, Doom Compass is probably going to get better use than that. All right, here goes. Ooh, nice. Our 3 ends up being a 5. This gets muddled. I'm not going to bother with that. It goes down to 6. No splash damage. Cultists go. So this one and this one lose all their conditions, and the elite goes 1, 2, 3 to there. Perfect. Okay. Unfortunately, we're out of CC. Not an amazing spot to be in, but we have to settle for dealing some damage and doing some disarming. Ooh, baby. The downside, of course, is the Disarm Rift isn't as good against summoners, but whatever. Disarm Rift is super OP. Not really, but very good. So sometimes you just have to accept. You can't win them all. I don't see a lot of upside to doing the move damage here. I think I'd rather do this, just have better initiative. I think initiative is going to be more valuable than potentially direct damage. Okay, no summons. That's good. Healing is interesting. The interesting thing is we're still going to be able to disarm them. It's not going to stop them from attacking this turn. It will mean we won't have to worry about their attacks next turn. But unfortunately, we do still have to worry about them in general because, of course, they summon. Okay, so Mindthief is up first. So we've got the bottom of Dark Frenzy. We're going to gain 1 experience. We're going to create a new ice. We're going to do a move 3, attack 3, range 3. So giant attack should be here, right? It's 4 plus ice 6. Yeah. So this should kill here. So we can go to here or go to here. Probably better to move more towards the coins. At the same time, we want these enemies to be moving, so we're definitely going to be pushing this. So that. Oh, so I guess it is better. No, because we need to be adjacent to this to attack it with our top. Yeah. We're going to go to there, and then we're going to use the bottom of Dark Frenzy, our attack 3, targeting cultist number 2. And we're going to try to eliminate the regular ones before the elite. The elite does hit for a little bit more, but has a lot more health. I mean, 25 health to 15 health, whereas it hits for 4 versus 3. And we have so much single target crowd control that getting them down to 1 enemy makes it so much easier for us to manage them. Whereas whether it's an elite or regular, it still has the same threat of summon. Okay, so our attack 3, range 3 targets cultist number 2. Okay, better to get the -1 on that attack. Only do 2 damage there, because this attack matters a lot more. There's no real reason to push. I mean, I guess pushing, no, but at this point, our attack kills unless we miss. I mean, it is 1 out of 8, still. So now we're going to use the top of Fearsome Blade, gaining 1 experience. We're going to consume the old ice that we had at the beginning of this turn using the Frigid Blade. This is going to give us an attack 6, targeting cultist number 4. We're not going to use. Perfect. What we wanted. Attack 6 on something with 6 health. Kills it dead. Okay, so now Cragheart is up. So we are going to use the. We do actually want to push, yeah, because we want to be able to get disarm traps, sure, or disarm rifts. So let's actually go ahead and use the top of Crater, consuming Earth, gaining 1 experience. We're going to do an attack 3, range 3, targeting the elite. We actually need to push this one away so that it runs into. I mean, I guess otherwise we can pull it into a disarm rift. That's not as good because it won't disarm it for the following turn. Disarming for this turn doesn't matter. Disarming for the following turn is still valuable, even if there are a lot of things they can do that the disarm won't prevent. It still like helps some reasonable amount of the time. I guess not so much since we've already drawn the 2 27s. There's just really the 2 10s that are left, but still, I think it's worth it. All right, so we're attacking number 6 with Crater and using the push. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we need to damage this one at some point anyway. We get 4 damage on it, and it's a push 2 that we get with Crater. 1, 2. All right, and then we have the bottom of Unstable Upheaval as a default move 2. I think we'll just move 1 to here. Where are they going? This one's. So their focus is going to be the Mindthief, so this one's going to go like 1, 2, 1, 2. Rift there and there, or even just 1 rift here actually does it all. Yeah. Hey, out. Yeah, going to there is fine. Okay, so now that the Diviner's up, we're going to begin by using Void Snare. Place 1 rift on any unoccupied hex within range 3. When any enemy enters a hex containing a rift token this round, it gains disarm. Well, I get that ready. Or this that we want. So we can create another rift, or we can just do a move 2. suppose just doing a move 2 is fine. Well, let's just do that. I don't know that there's really... Oh no, rifts. Yeah, I forgot. Rifts count as non-empty spaces, so they actually prevent summoning. Okay. So we can have the elite go to here, so then placing, for example, another rift here helps us to block spot. Yep. Perfect. Important to remember that now. So rift goes there as well with found. Then we use the bottom of revitalizing found, place 1 rift token on any inactivated hex within range 3, and then we do a pull 2, but we're not going to actually do the pulling because we don't want to move it. We don't want to pull it into the rift because we want things to walk into the rifts. Okay, so the cultists go. They have -1 movement, so 2 movement. So this one will have. So this one goes either 1-2 to here or 1-2 to here. We'll have it go to here, and then this one, it's again 1-2, 1-2. Mindthief is the lowest initiative, and they're all equidistant here. They both get disarmed for next round as well, and they both do a bit of healing, unfortunately. So this one's missing 4 health. Heals are for 3. Actually, this one goes back up to 24. And this one goes up to 25. Yeah, so our attacks didn't do a whole lot. But oh well. And we killed the other one. Sorry, just gonna water. I need to go refill in a second. I think we can just play these cards. We still get an attack for 2 and a bunch of direct damage. Not a very good turn, but we're not in an extremely threatening spot. I think it's reasonable to do this. And they're disarmed, so we're already stopping a fair amount of what they can do. We can block all the spots for this one by moving the diviner up, so it can't summon. So then we just got to worry about this one summoning, and the Mindthief can quickly like thing. So the question is, one of us can probably long rest. I guess the diviner can't long rest. In that case, the Mindthief can. The diviner goes like here and then stuns this one itself. That actually works. So yeah, so Mindthief can actually take a long rest. The advantage of the Mindthief long resting is just the ability to choose which card to lose, which is very valuable. And so the diviner is going to have to do a short rest, which hurts as well, because I'd also like to refresh this, but... Ooh, Fount. I think that's okay. This is a small number of enemies scenario, so Fount is a little bit less necessary for getting like multiple rifts for disarms. I think this is fine. Alright, so we need to play a stun so that we can prevent the regular, and we need to move up, and if we're going to move up anyway, we might as well use Seal Their Fate, which gives us a nice bonus while moving. Overall, this works. Alright, that's exactly the sort of thing we wanted to see. So they're both disarmed, so neither of them does anything, which is great. That allows this, the greediness of not resting early on the Cragheart to pay off. Okay, so now the Cragheart goes. So we're going to begin by using the top of backup ammo as a default attack 2, targeting the elite. Okay, so 2 damage there. 122. And then we're going to use the bottom of Rumbling Advance, creating Earth, and doing a 3. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Here we do 1 damage to both of them. We don't take any damage ourselves. We will have to get back here to continue to block this spot to prevent summoning, but we can always move back there before 463 initiatives. So that's not really an issue. And or we can actually just potentially stun both of them, etc. Ah, cool. Okay, so 1 direct damage to both of them. So valuable. Alright, then the diviner's up. We are going to use the bottom of Seal Their Fate as a move 3. I guess it's easier for the Cragheart to move to here, actually, because we can do a move 2 more easily than a move 3. Move 3 requires boots or using specific cards, whereas anything can be moved to, so it makes more sense for the diviner to go to here. We're going to move to here, and then we're going to use the bottom attack, targeting the regular. Again, we want to try to focus on the regular, because it has less health, and we just need to eliminate one, so then we can chain CC the other and prevent summon. So attacking cultist number 2. So here goes. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is 4. Get another curse. Okay. And then we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer, gaining 1 experience and creating Dark. So this is interesting, because if I stun this one, then we can't actually attack it. I think the Mindthief wants to attack that one. Sorry, I'm going to quickly blow my nose. Okay, back. But at the same, so like, stunning this one is bad. because we can't attack and we want to kill it. But stunning this one is good because it's so much easier to prevent this one from summoning by just having the Cragheart go there. It means the Cragheart can't long rest this turn. But I think that's mostly fine. Our cards are largely interchangeable. So yeah, I think it's better to stun the regular, and we can just take this turn attacking the elite, so be it. It's just so much better to stun the regular. So we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer, doing Invis. I think we already gained our 1 experience. Good. Perfect. And we get a long rest on the Mindthief, which allows us to choose a card to lose. We will not bring back the Mind's Weakness here, because we'll have an odd, even hand size way anyway. Probably just the Invis. The disarms can be very good against Earth Demons and Frost Demons. I mean, sorry, the Immobilizes. So 50% of the enemies the disarm is quite good against. Never Perverse Edge, never Frigid Apparition, never Empathetic Assault. Probably not Feedback Loop, nor this. Could be Fearsome Blade as well. I guess it's basically between like these three, but I think this just... Still got our Invis Cloak. I'm not super worried about needing to abuse Invis here. Okay. So... actually can ourselves stun the elite. So the Cragheart actually can get away with a long rest here. We can use this to stun the elite and get a wound on it, which is also valuable. And attack with what? Attack with what? Anything, huh? Better to save this. I would just use this as a default attack here. I guess this initiative is useful other times. I don't actually need the elite initiative anytime soon here, so I'll just use this as a default attack. This works. The Cragheart can get away with a long rest. And we're playing on +4 difficulty and swimming through. Admittedly, we're not to the hard part yet. It's when we start facing these super buffed up demons. So shouldn't brag just yet. We can't hit them with this. We've actually got Dark, so I wouldn't mind taking this opportunity to... because like I don't need to get 4 curses anyway. So I should use this opportunity to do a little deck stacking, I think. Or do some card stacking. Card stacking on the cultists just isn't going to matter anymore, though. What are we actually doing with the bottom, then? I guess just doing some attack 1s. One of them disadvantaged, but we've got a great modifier deck. I don't care about the disarms against the cultists anymore. I'm just going to chain stun them to prevent summons. Yeah, this works. Okay. So, we go first at 8. We're going to begin by using... well, we gain 1 experience. We're going to create ice. We're going to do an attack 1. Stun wound, targeting the elite cultist. Disadvantage. That's too bad. Oh well. So, wound, stun. And then we're going to use the top of Feedback Loop as a default attack 4, and targeting the elite. I have a decent chance of getting a crit here, right? Oh well. So we just do 4 damage, putting it down to 17. And that's our turn. So then the cultists go. Stun, Invis, and stun. And the elite takes 1 damage from wound down to 16. Okay. Then the diviner goes. So we're going to begin by using the top of Anticipate Intricacies. We're going to consume Dark, gain 1 experience. There's nothing to be gained by stacking the Mindthief deck because it's getting reshuffled, unfortunately. So might as well just go ahead and stack the Cragheart deck. So we get to look at the top 4 cards. We put up to 2 on the bottom. Yeah. Oh. Stacking the Cragheart deck usually isn't this fruitful, but yeah. Do want. I guess it doesn't matter which one of these we really put on top, does it? I guess the possibility of a disadvantage attack maybe makes it matter, but we're almost always getting our crit before. Alright, so those 2 go on bottom. I should have done it differently. So we should remember that there are 6 cards that we don't know, and then the 2 cards on the bottom. Okay, so the crit is somewhere in those 6. That was really nice, as usual. Always enjoy the deck manipulation. Alright, so then we're going to use the bottom of Void Snare, no matter how much Themerus tries to trash talk it. Gain 1 experience. We're going to do an attack 1 immobilize, targeting both of these. Disadvantage first, and then... that's too bad. Wish we'd done it the other way around. Okay, that's nice, actually. Never mind. I guess I'm happy with my results. So our disadvantage attack 1 here does 2 damage. Based down to 14. Immobilize. Not sure these matter, but why not? And then our attack 1 here does 3 damage, putting this down to 7. A great Dark. We finally gotten to the point with our modifier deck where just flipping modifiers is great. Okay, so we're done. Oops. Knocked my mic thing a bit there. Hopefully it still sounds fine. Alright. And that's our turn, and then the Cragheart gets a long rest. look. I'm going to get rid of. Doesn't feel like we need healing too much. We'll probably just get rid of Earth and Clod. I don't know if it's going to be singular enemies or multiple enemies in these rooms, so I'm not sure if I want backup ammo or not. So it's basically between backup ammo and Earth and Clod. I guess I should keep backup ammo now. If we see in the first room that it's 2 enemies, then we can set up backup ammo for the following room. If the first room has only 1 enemy, then we'll just get rid of backup ammo. At that point, I think it's fine to get rid of for you. Clod. Meister. Yeah, Earth and Clod. Okay. So we know that they can't go at 10 anymore. We don't even need to worry about going after that. Point. Have ice, so we're going to stun the elite. What are we going to do? Still have 2 curses to give? We do still have 2 curses to give. You just go ahead and attack both of them and give curses. And that's for their deck a bit, I guess. Not sure how much that matters. We might just end up moving, but either way, this works. As for us, we get advantage first, or should we do direct damage? Probably just get advantage. I think better. I don't actually want to kill any this turn, so probably just do. Attack doesn't matter so much. Probably just kinetic. Where are you? Yeah, this works. All right, go, because we want to leave them both alive so that she can give 2 curses rather than 1. Get that glorious 10 mark, as usual. As usual. Yeah, I really wish this could affect non-revealed enemies. I understand why it can't, but still. Okay, so Mindthief's up first. We're going to do a move 2. I like to get to these coins, but I guess that's just not happening. I want to get strengthened first. Not be silly. So we're gonna do a move 2. Oh, I didn't need to do this turn. Stupid. Because I've got 2 cards that I got 2+1s. I don't need the advantage. I'm gonna guess I draw through them faster this way, and I have a better chance of getting a crit next turn. Still, no, this was dumb. I should have just taken the free damage. Oh well. I guess I can just use this after attacking. It's probably even better. It's weird, but I think that's correct due to my stupidity. Like I said, I am not playing optimally in this heat. There can be no doubt about it. All right, we use Empathetic Assault. We're strengthened for 2 rounds. We use the top of Frigid Apparition. We consume ice. So I guess you can move to there, huh? So we don't actually need to stun this one. We do need to stun this one. Likely this one dies, though. Hold on. I actually got to think about something here. We gain the 1 experience. All right, let's... No, we haven't gained the 1 experience. Yes, we did consume the ice. All right, so what's interesting is our deck has a -2 and a -1 in it as negative modifiers, as well as a miss, right? So what happens if we draw -2 and miss exactly? Then our attack does 6. Otherwise, our attack does 7, and we should kill this. I think it's actually reasonable to take the risk. Again, only specifically drawing miss and -2 leads to not killing. The point is we could use the... But then I guess we're missing out on a curse. I mean, missing out on 1 curse isn't the end of the world. Not bad, though, and it's pretty free to kill the other one afterwards. I mean, I guess if we use the stun, we're still making an attack 6, so we're likely killing it anyway, right? Yeah. Let's just use the stun. Alright, so we'll use Frigid Apparition. We will use the stun rather than the extra damage, and we'll attack the regular cultist. The advantage of using this rather than the extra damage is no matter what, we're not getting a summon this turn this way. And on top of that, if we fail to kill it, we're getting a curse. Otherwise, we're killing it, which is the same thing, except we gain 1 experience. Okay, so Frigid Apparition as an attack 6 with advantage, stun, targeting the regular cultist. Okay, so 7 damage in the end, which does in fact kill this cultist. There, that goes there. Dropping some coins for the diviner. Alright, so then the Cragheart is up. So indeed, we're actually going to use the bottom of Kinetic Assault. We're going to do a move 1 to here, and an attack 4. Flip a +1. Our attack does 5 in the end. Moves down to 9. And then we're going to use the bottom of Blunt Force. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if we had an odd hand size, we would use an Endurance Potion charge just to get it back here, because now we're going to end up wasting 1 turn of the Strengthen, but since we don't have that, and I'd rather try to save the Endurance Potions for longevity at this point, since I'm not really in a rush right now, I'll just gain 1 experience, do a move 2, Palliate, and Strengthens. Okay, the Diviner's up now. So we gain absolutely nothing by using the bottom preordained path. We gain 1 experience. I guess I do 1 experience on this class, so I will do this. I'm going to consume the dark with preordained path, gain 1 experience. Looking at the top 2 cards, it doesn't matter what they are, because they just gets reshuffled no matter what anyway. Okay, so then we have the choice of either doing an attack 0 curse or doing an attack 2 default. 2 of them should be able to kill this next turn, especially because it's taking 3 damage here. Yeah. I think I'd rather get 1 extra curse. So let's do a disadvantage attack 0, creates dark, and curse it. Okay. So +1, so we get 1 damage on it. 1 to 8, we get the curse. Up to 9 curses, if the enemies ever get to attack. And that's our turn. So the cultist goes. He's going to summon, but there are no empty spaces. So he just suffers 3 damage, 1 from the wound and 2 from his action for the turn, and does nothing. Okay, that's the end of the round. After this round, I'm going to have to go get some more. So we're just going to play our 2 cards. We'll see what we end up doing. Better initiative sooner, why not? We do want to try to go before the 10. Yeah, and I think I'd rather save this for the next room because this is just an excellent bottom. Yeah, these 2 work. But maybe the immobilize is actually better because we can do like range attack, range attack. Because with the move 3 or maximum move 5, we're not actually sure to get next to something. So yeah, let's just go with this then. Alright, so Craggy. I mean, no one needs healing. No one really needs anything. Hard knock life, huh? We have Earth. We do not have Earth. I mean, I want to save my good cards. I'll play Cataclysm to move. We'll play like Crater to attack just in case. Alright, here goes. So, the Mindthief is up first. We're going to begin by using the top of Fearsome Blade. We gain 1 experience, and we make an attack 4 with advantage, targeting the elite. Okay. Nice, because we get ice as well. So we kill the elite. Yes, we've only killed 1 enemy thus far, I think, on the Cragheart. Okay, and then we have the bottom of Cranium Overload, which is a giant move. I believe this is a trap chest. In case it is a trap chest, I'm not going to pick it up on the Mindthief. I think it's dumb. Mindthief also just needs money the least, so it makes the least sense to pick it up on the Mindthief. Which door do we want to enter? Let's move this away so we're not tempted to accidentally look. Where's everyone else going? So, I mean, you do a move 4, you do a move... I mean, I should certainly grab a coin. Who has the most movement afterwards? I guess the Diviner's long resting the turn afterwards, which is fine. Diviner can stay a bit further away, so we can have like the Crag, or we can have the Mindthief go here, Cragheart go here, because again, Mindthief cares the least about money at the point. We also want to make sure we grab these. The Diviner shouldn't go that far back. No, we actually need to go to at least Mindthief. We're gonna have our option with our boots. So sure. I mean, I'm just guessing randomly here. I really want to run into the Earth. Maybe it's no. This should be Earth, right? So this is the way that it was supposed to be set up. So I'm pretty sure that this should be the Earth tile because of the way the terrain looks here. I really want either Earth or Frost. So let's try to metagame a little bit on the tile setup and believe that this is going to be Earth. In that case, we can move. We need at least 3 movements. We could go here, and what? The Diviner goes to this one. The Cragheart goes to like here. Coin. Yeah, that's fine. I suppose. Here we'll. But yeah, we'll grab a coin. Let's not be silly. We are still a Mindthief. All right, we move there. The Diviner's up next. I think I'd rather gain an experience and create a light and just have another rift. So let's gain 1, create light, gain 1 experience, and then we move 4th dimensional side. Move largest clumping of money since we're the one with the most money to. I mean, with money outlets. Okay, and then the Cragheart goes and has a move Cataclysm. I suppose I'm just gonna get closer. Just safe. About those coins later. Alright, and cultists were eliminated. Alright, so we're gonna do these 2 cards on the Mindthief. We presumably want to range attack on the Cragheart as well. Or move and drop rocks. Moving and dropping rocks is actually probably better. But if we're going to drop rocks, we also want to do it earlier. In case this enemy in the room is not... I don't know, just in general, I think it's better. Move 2 gets us to the door, so this works. After that, we've got, yeah, still 2 good attacks and bottom action, so that works. Alright. Hey, Marcel. Good luck at work. And like I said, we're going to long rest on the Diviner. Here goes. Let's hope we hit our 50-50. Alright, I gotta go get water. I'll just be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got the water. Important to stay hydrated in this temperature. Oh my god, so hot in here. It's definitely hotter in this room than it is out in the rest of the apartment. Just keeping the door closed and my computer fire burning. All right, so we have a move through the bottom of Dark Frenzy. We're gonna create a new ice and gain 1 experience. Do 1, 2, 3 to here. We have up to 2 more movement if we want. All right, please tell me that we got it right. No, we got it very much wrong. All right, so we got a single Wind Demon here. Non-elite. Really? That's it, huh? Okay. Up to boom. Okay. So mobilizing him is not really doing anything. Right? Yeah. Still regular. 11 health. Alright, so we do need to kill these altars as well as kill the Wind Demons. I can do 2 more movement using my boots, and then long rest afterwards anyway, which I kind of want to do. I mean, who knows if we long rest or not, but regardless, we're not in too much danger here. We're definitely going to use our boots to go 2 more. This way, the reason we're doing this is because we have ice, so we have the previous ice. I've already created the new one, which I shouldn't have done, just to be clear, but we created ice last turn, actually with our modifier flip. Yeah. So we have the last turn's ice. And accordingly, we can still do an attack 6 with the top of hostile takeover, which is so much better than doing an attack 2 or immobilize when the immobilize does nothing. I'd rather be next to the Wind Demon to attack it. I do want to try to kill the Wind Demon before the altar, but at the same time, I'm actually going to use the Dark Frenzy attack on the altar. Why? Because it's only an attack 3 and the Wind Demon has 3 shield, and it would be disadvantage on the Wind Demon, so it's very unlikely that we would damage. So instead, we'll do an attack 3 range 3 targeting the altar with Dark Frenzy. Okay, so we get 4 damage on the altar, and we need to damage these things, so why not? I guess the altars are the reasons why massive boulder, backup ammo could be pretty good, because if we set up backup ammo massive boulder, it's like splash splash. It's pretty good. So we should try to use backup ammo for them. Okay, and so then we use the top of hostile takeover as a default attack 2, plus 2 from mine's weakness is 4, plus we consume the old ice, so we get actually an attack 6. Demon 7. Again, the Wind Demon has 3 shield, means it takes 4 damage. Oops, down to 7. Okay, so then the Wind Demon goes. So the Wind Demon is going to consume the light. Choose, creates wind. Gonna move it -1, so just move here. Not so much for flashing multiple targets, huh? And that's interesting. Can obstacles that have hit points be occupied by the same? That's something I hadn't thought about before. I mean, I guess they can. Can a flying enemy fly over an obstacle with hit points? I mean, I guess what's weird is, for example, then if you did like an AoE targeting thing, you would get, like, for example, a 3-target AoE could technically hit 4 targets then, I suppose? It's just a little bit weird. I mean, I could just move it, for example, to here, but that's 1 more movement. So if it can stop here, it should. And I guess I don't see any reason why it couldn't. It's just weird to have two things which both have hit points in the same space, basically. Anywho, might be answered in the FAQ, but I don't care that much, and it's not really going to change much here. Okay, so it attacks at -1. Normally attacks for 4, so here 3 on the Mindthief. -1 again, 2. Perfect, because we don't mind taking 2 damage, or healing 2. And the Wind Demon's done. It has 1 extra shield, which kind of sucks. So old Craggykins is up. So Craggy has a default move 2 with the bottom of Unstable Upheaval, going to here. And then we're going to gain 1 experience and use the top of Rock Slide. So Rock Slide, I think, doesn't damage the obstacle, right? Because it's not an enemy. This actually, now this I actually do have to check the FAQ. Just what I wanted today, searching the FAQ. Obstacle. Oh, okay. Obstacles with hit points are technically considered enemies for most ability purposes. Okay, that's good to know. Wasn't actually 100% positive, since it's a little bit weird. Since an obstacle, like being an enemy, is kind of a strange idea, but alright, that works. We gain 1 experience, we create Earth, and we're going to drop some rocks. So we're just going to drop 1 rock here, I think. Don't want to hurt the Mindthief by dropping rocks here. This does all the damage we need. Then we can set up some rocks for future rooms. So I guess like a rock here. Not. Like a rock here. Why not? Alright. This does 2 damage to the Windian. 2 damage to the altar. And that's our turn. And the Diviner gets her long rest. Refreshes this. Hard to lose. Okay. Okay, so what do we want to get rid of here? I do still want deck stacking. I don't really care about cursing it anymore. Yeah, and multiple target stuff like this just isn't good here. So we can get rid of Call Another. Okay, beautiful. So we've got to deal with this silly wind. Yeah, Mindthief can take a long rest. I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, the Mindthief is our best damage dealer against the Wind Demon, but... Ooh, Heaving Swing is pretty good, right? So is Rumbling Advance, actually. We do this plus this. We want to do Heaving Swing because it gets as soon as possible because it gets a wound on this Wind. And Rumbling Advance also gets 1 direct damage, which is also just really good. Generally, these 2 things are good. We get really punished if they do their stupid invis thing. This is why we would have liked to look at their deck in advance, but there's not really much we can do about that at this point. The invis, I guess it doesn't technically go before we go. We can't actually reach. We only have this, like this plus our boots could allow us to go sooner, but we don't move enough is the issue. What can we actually do to help out here? Not a whole heck of a lot, right? Don't have any meaningful elements just yet. Yes, you can just like do this. So, all right. How does it work? If we go here with Heaving Swing, or sorry, with Rumbling Advance, we do 1 damage to this, then, which goes into 4. When it gets pushed into the obstacle, it goes into 2, plus the wound. Gets its turn here. But I guess if we do manage to go before it, then we can actually, I mean, which isn't so likely. Oh no, but yeah, our initiative here doesn't work, because we'd like to stun it, because then stunning it plus the wound actually kills it. Also, if we just get a +1 on our attack, we kill it as well, which is, oh, we know we have a +1. Yeah, so we actually, no, this just kills it, right? So 1 damage here, plus 1 damage from the attack, 2, plus 2 damage from the obstacle, plus 1 damage from the wound. Yeah, so that always kills it. So we don't really need to contribute. The only risk is it going invisible. If it goes invisible, what can we do? Not a whole lot. I mean, I guess we can just do some shielding then. Play this card anyway. Not a whole lot else. I guess we can move 3 will be close enough to attack the altar. No, we need to move more than that. I guess we don't need to stun anytime. We can just use this potentially to move more. We'll see. This gives us some options. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. Alright, no invis, so we're good. We're up first at 13. I mean, we're going to teleport into here because it lets us start hitting the altar, which we'll need to do. So we're going to use the bottom of Dimensional Transfer to teleport 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. And then again, we're just going to use the top of Protective Aura. Gain 1 experience, and... Oh, I didn't set this thing's health nor attack correctly. I actually messed that up, I forgot. It had a bunch of bonuses. So its attack was actually 4 higher, so it should be 4 more damage on the Mindthief, right? Yeah. And it should have 4 more health as well. Ooh, so it's... Oh, so we actually did want to be able to stun it here. Unfortunately, that's not possible, so it is what it is. Oops. Well, we're going to give some shield. Alright. So this thing should have 4 more health. So up to 9, and it should have done 4 more damage to the Mindthief. Ouch. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, so we still have to do this stuff, I think. So we just teleport in like that because if we had Boots of Striding, this would be so much better. Unfortunately, we don't. Gain 1 experience. No, we already gained the experience. So subtract that experience. Anyway, and we're just going to give all allies within range 2 shield 2. Help a little bit to mitigate the amount of damage. Deal. Okay. So then the Cragheart goes. So we're going to use the bottom Rumbling Advance. We're going to move to here. Go 1, 2, 3, which does 1 direct damage to the Mindthief. You're not doing multi-target, are you? No. Okay, and this also does and creates a new Earth and does 1 direct damage to the Wind Demon and 1 direct damage to the altar. And then we're going to use the top of Heaving Swing to attack the Wind Demon. So we are certainly using the push. So we have a +1 on this. So our 3 becomes a 4. 1 damage to it, putting it down to 7. And then it goes through the rock, which gives us 1 more experience. 2 more direct damage, putting it down to 5. And it gets wounded. Okay. So the Wind Demon goes, consumes our Earth. A little bit annoyingly. No, we don't really care that much. It makes an attack +0. So again, here it normally attacks for 4, but it's actually attacking for 8. And this is going to be targeting the Cragheart, because the Cragheart and the Mindthief are equidistant, but the Cragheart has lower initiative. Okay, I missed. Geez, not even the curse. Beautiful. Much for the shield mattering, but that's fine. And we get the end of the round, so our long rest heals us for 2, refreshes our boots, and we get to choose a card to lose. We want to bring back the Mind's Weakness. Question. Otherwise, we just Endurance Potion something. This fight is kind of difficult, but it's actually not that difficult. As long as we stun it, we're fine. Yeah, I think I will bring back the Mind's Weakness, just to gain as much longevity as possible. Alright, so what am I going to choose to lose? I still want the Immobilized because there's still enemies that's going to be good against. Yeah, I guess we can just get rid of the push at this point. Okay. So the Cragheart is just playing these 2 cards. Mindthief should just be stunning, setting up the Mind's Weakness again. And the Diviner. Have light, not dark. We can do this though. This is actually good here. We don't really have a top, which is good though, unfortunately. I think we'll probably just end up playing a default top. Or we don't play this turn, or we wait a turn. We do like instead this bottom and the default top, and then we play this next turn. I mean, there's also not really much point to doing this because the Wind Demon's going to die so soon, and then we're not facing Wind Demons for the rest of the scenario. So it's also just kind of meaningless. What if we just try to go earlier? Play this as a default top, maybe. Alright, this works. So there's the Invis, but they don't have Wind anymore, so that's okay. And anyway, we're stunning it. So we gain 1 experience, we create Ice. Also going to gain another experience for playing the Mind's Weakness. So we do an attack 1, range 3, stun wound on the Wind Demon. Ugh, brutal. Alright, well, we stun it. And then we activate the Mind's Weakness. We don't attack anything, so the Wind Demon goes, loses the stun, and takes 1 from the wound down to 4. Okay, so then we're up. So we have a move 3. So the Cragheart, I guess, is going to do direct damage to everything next to the Wind Demon. We should actually try to go after the Cragheart. It wasn't so easy. So we're going to move to here with the default, with the bottom of Seal Our Fate. And we're going to make the attack 2 targeting the Wind Demon. It just gives us 1 curse by attacking the Wind Demon. The altar is immune to curse. We're not doing any damage, but I mean, an attack 2 with disadvantage on the altar isn't very much anyway, and I think I'd rather just have 1 more curse than 2 damage to the altar, to be honest. So we make an attack 2 with disadvantage targeting the Wind Demon. Okay, that's fine. So 2 becomes 3. This is no damage, but it is a curse. Then we use the top of Dimensional Divide as a default attack 2, targeting the altar. Okay. Altar's down to 13, and because we played this for a default, we're going to Endurance Potion it back because we have an odd hand size. This gives us an extra turn. Alrighty, so then the Cragheart goes. So the Cragheart is going to use Massive Boulder, creating Earth, targeting the... Actually better to target the altar, isn't it? Because our attack 3 here, I mean, we could get a crit, but attacking here does 1 direct damage to this, which I think is just better, and 3 damage here. So that's actually, yeah, more reasonable. Even though there's a possibility of getting crit, the crit is also just good on the altar. Let's use the bottom back of ammo to do a move 3 to here, I think. This puts us in a good position to move up and attack either with a move 2. No, once there are 10, since the thing is divided by 10, I mean, 2 decks of 10, once there are 10 curses in the monster deck, we can't apply any more curses. Which will obviously make this bottom worse now, but we can also just always be using it to attack altars, so that's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we're going to actually use Massive Boulder attacking the altar. So make an attack 3 on the altar. Well, we got the crit in the end, but that's still fine. So 7 damage here, 1 damage here down to 3, and 1 damage to the divine. Okay, and that's the end of the round. We're going to go ahead and long rest here. We're just long resting as much as possible because it is certainly a long scenario. We're going to move, heal, and gain advantage. We don't even need to worry about either of their very early cards anymore. And we're going to play the attack with stun. So we don't have to worry about what this thing's doing at all. So we don't have dark yet. Is that not great dark? That does suck. I actually need dark to use these things. I don't care about most of them. But I do want to use the top of Anticipated Intricacies. I guess I'm just going to use that kind of naked. Could also just be default attacking this turn and use this when we're moving. Because the default attack on the altar here is also decent. Let's save a big move and this. I guess this is also, I mean, whatever. Let's just play these 2 cards, I think. We can also potentially use this to attack on bottom. We'll see. Gives us some options. Not sure exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so the Mindthief is up first. We're going to use the bottom of Empathetic Assault to do a move to here. Heals us for 2. And strengthens us. And then we're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition, consuming the ice, gaining 1 experience. We're stunning it. Do we even need to? So again, what is the worst possible outcome on our deck? Flipping a -2. So if we consume ice, we get an attack 4 plus 2 plus 2 is 8. So it's at a 6. So 6 kills. No. This way we gain 1 experience. I don't necessarily even want experience that much. I'd rather just kill it because then someone can pick up, and the diviner can pick up its coin. Alright, so we're not going to use the ice for stun. We're actually going to use the ice for +2 attack on Frigid. So again, attack 4 by default, +2 for Mind's Weakness is 6, +2 for Frigid Blade is 8, and we have advantage. We cannot miss. Okay, so we create ice, and go up to an attack 10, which surely enough overkills the heck out of this. That goes there, and this is eliminated. And we are done. And the diviner goes. So we're going to use, yeah. Really? I guess. No, we have no one we can, literally no decks we can look at with this. Use this and this. Yeah, maybe that's fine actually. If we use this top, we can actually move the Mindthief next to the altar. We can move like both the Mindthief here and the Cragheart here. That way they can both do like melee attacks on the altar and then move away. They even both need to do that. I guess moving the Cragheart here also gets Cragheart this coin, which is nice. And it gives us 2 experience this way. We're missing out on 1 attack by doing this. But at the same time, we could also just default attack. I'm not sure the movement actually does much. Basically, like I said, just 1 experience. Alright, let's begin by using the bottom of Void Snare no matter what. Gain 1 experience, we're going to do an attack 1 with disadvantage starting the altar. Mobilize, but this doesn't matter. I think I'll use the goggles. Yeah, I'll use the goggles actually on this attack, because I'm in the long rest anyway. I'll use the goggles here to negate my disadvantage. I'd rather have 2 non-disadvantage. Oh, no. Because I have a crit coming? No. So the best thing to do, actually, is to do my default attack first. Alright, we already gained the 1 experience, whatever. So actually, let's put that back. So it's to do the default attack 2... How much health does this thing have still? 7? Yeah, to do the default attack 2 on the top of Preordain the Path first, with advantage. Because then we have a 50% chance of drawing the crit, or getting rid of the miss. And then after that, doing this disadvantage doesn't matter. Alright, so we're going to use goggles, plus the top of Preordain the Path is default attack 2. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see. Now we're going to miss on the other, that doesn't matter. It's just we get 4 damage here, which is really good. And then we have the bottom of Void Snare. So we know Void Snare is going to miss anyway. Like, we're 100% that it misses. It does give us 1 experience, but I think I'd rather just get a coin than 1 experience at this point. Or maybe just move. I don't actually have that much movement left. And I do need to make it to the next room. I mean, I guess I got a big move here. Yeah, let's just go grab the coin. I kind of like to get another enhancement on her. Let's just go there. So we go there with the bottom of Void Snare as a default move. And the Cragheart does a long rest. So choose card to lose. Alright, so I do want to keep backup ammo, like I said. I don't want all my cards though now. Huh. Maybe we just get rid of backup ammo anyway and just don't care so much. Yeah, sure. Oops. Oh, geez. We've got a long time left on this scenario, so I think getting rid of losses is reasonable. I don't know that this gives us that much tempo, and the rooms aren't that difficult because we're facing like one, maybe two enemies, and we can see so many. Alright. So you play these two cards. There's 3 health left, more advantage. So we can actually probably get away with making a range attack. Using this. That allows us to move. Ooh, actually if we use this. We just go to there, so we get 1 less movement, but then that gets us a guaranteed kill. But I guess we have 2 big moves otherwise. So no, it's probably better to just do this range attack on top, and then this is move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get the chest. I think the chest is a trap, but whatever. I'm going to go for it. Actually, no, because we're so low, we could end up... We're only at 8 health. It's better the Cragheart grabs it. I mean, whatever. I'm going to play the move 5 anyway. Maybe I go there. Who knows? Maybe I just grab the chest and hope that it's not a trap. I think it's a trap, but... I guess we can actually heal the Mindthief. Before the Mindthief goes? No, not really. I guess we heal the Mindthief after the Mindthief goes and hope that it's not a poison trap. If it's a poison trap, we can use it in the healing potion to remove it. Yeah, that works. I guess we should also just use a range attack on the off chance that... Oh no, we need to move. Yeah, because the Mindthief should kill this, and we're using a heal on top. So we're going to use this next turn because we'll have created Earth this turn, so we can use some other sort of a move. I don't have like that. Well, we could move with Rock Slide. Maybe that's fine. Who knows how good. I mean, Rock Slide is only good on the Flame Demon room, and at this point we have a 67% chance that the next room is not the Flame Demon room. I think it's reasonable to not count on Rock Slide here and just use it for movement, because the movement is actually really good here on Rock Slide. We don't have that many movement cards left. I would like to play the heal. Okay, so Mindthief's up first. We're going to gain 1 experience and create a new ice. We make an attack 2 with advantage, targeting the altar. Going to get +1, perfect. Okay, sure, altar down. That's 1, so now they only have +3 attack, +3 health, and still the +2 movement, +2 range. Up. Okay, and then we use the bottom of Cranium Overload as a move 5. This here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the chest. Didn't want the Mindthief to pick it up, both because I think it's a trap and because the Mindthief needs money loss, at least, but this was just too convenient to pass up. Alright. So chest is number 21. Fair warning, we're going to spoil chest 20. Yeah. Thought it was a trap. It was a trap. 5 damage. Ouch. Fortunately, we've got some healing coming. Right? So, then the Diviner goes. So should we potion to do some better deck stacking? Yeah, I think so. So let's actually go ahead and use our mana potion here and create dark while we're at it. Then the Diviner goes. This will allow the Diviner to do better deck stack. We're going to teleport 4 on the Diviner. 1, 2, 4 to here. And then we're going to use the top of Anticipated Intricacies, consuming dark, gaining 1 experience. We're going to look at the top 4 cards of the Cragheart deck, put up to 2 on bottom. Yeah, sure. We'll put the 0s on bottom. Definitely don't really like 0s at this point. And oops. Oh yeah, no, that deck is here. And I think I'll take the +2 sooner. Probably just better. Alright, that's nice. Good as always. Okay, and then the Cragheart goes. We're going to use Rock Slide, move 6. This movement must be in a straight line. 2, 5 to here. And then we're going to use the top of Rumbling Advance, creating Earth, and doing a heal 4 on the Mind. Okay, that's the end of the round. Mindthief's going to play these 2 cards. I'm going to go in. We can go in, but I'm not sure we want to. Have to use our boots. Maybe it's fine at the same time. Diviner, definitely another long rest. Again, just trying to get as much longevity as possible in this pretty long scenario. So we have a giant move here on the Cragheart. Yeah, the two of us can enter the room. We're not doing any CC, which is a little bit annoying, but we can do some tanking. We are beefy. Beefy dudes. Dude and chick. Yeah, it makes more sense to make a ranged attack. I guess we don't want the Mindthief entering first. Or the Mindthief could go in and go invis. No, the Cragheart's so likely to get attacked there because these things all have a bunch of extra movement range. So yeah, let's go in first with Craggy. Alright, here goes. So Craggy's up first. We're going to use the bottom of Cataclysm, Consuming Earth, to do a move 6. 1, 2, 3. Worst case scenario, we can always run away. Alright. We have just a regular Frost Demon down here. So it has 14 health normally, so it has 17 health here. Normally has 3 movement, but it has 5 movement, and it normally attacks for 5, but attacks for 8. What is it up to? Range attacking using my ice. Ooh, that's painful. I wanted that ice. What a dick move. Oh well. Yeah, we don't have any way of stunning it or anything like that. Oh well. Alright, so how much did we move? 1, 2, 3. I mean, it can attack me from there, so I might as well move up 1 more, which just gives more flexibility to like move here, etc. I'll move to there, and then I'm going to use Massive Boulder, and I'm going to attack the Frost Demon. Ooh, Muddle is nice. Those curses in our deck. So our attack ends up doing 5 damage, putting this down to 12, and does 1 splash damage here, putting this down to 21. And we're done. So then the Frost Demon goes, is going to consume my ice, like a dick. Get +2 attack, +1 range. Alright, so its base attack is for 5 here, +3 from the scenario effect, +2 from consuming ice here. So it's going to make an attack 10 with disadvantage starting the Cragheart. Alright, let's see one of those 10 curses. Nice. That's why we stack 10 curses in their deck and then apply Muddles. Beautiful. Okay. So Frost Demon's done. Alright, so then it is the Mindthief's turn. I don't really want to melee attack this thing when it has 3 retaliate. I don't have my ice anymore either. Will not long rest this coming turn. Well, I could just attack it. No, I can't. Even using my boots, I can't reach it to hit the altar with the bottom and then attack with the top. I think instead I'm just gonna, I think getting ice for next turn to do a bigger attack is just better. I'm gonna do the bottom Dark Frenzy, gaining 1 experience. I'm gonna do a move 3. 1, 2, 3 to there. I could use my boots this turn or next turn, so I might as well just save them for next turn, I think. Oh no, I actually do have to use them this turn. Alright, so we're gonna use our boots then. Go 1, 2 more. We create ice, and we're going to use the bottom of Dark Frenzy as an attack 3 range 3, targeting the Frost Demon. Yep, 4 damage. Down to 8. Alright, and then the Diviner. Oh, sorry, and then we have the top of Feedback Loop. So let's see. 2 cards going to our discard. We have 6 cards next. No, I'm not going to bring back Mind's Weakness next rest cycle, so there's no reason to play this augment. So I'm just going to do absolutely nothing with the top here. Alright, so we get a long rest on the Diviner. Refresh this. Go for 1, choose a card to lose. I want deck stacking. The big movement is good. Disarm Rift is good. Yeah, honestly. Well, the extra movement, we have so much movement in our party, I don't really need. Alright. We need to short rest on the Mindthief. We'll not lose our best cards. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I do still really want my movement, but I still gotta move 5, move 3, and boots. Oh, we'll be alright. Alright. This thing's at 8. Ice. So let's just go put an end to it, huh? Oh, dark. So not with that we put an end to it. I'd rather get advantage and make an attack 8 using my ice. Work. So then the Cragheart, we still need to endurance potion something, but probably not yet. I'll just play these 2 cards to get advantage for 2 turns of attacking, and then I can endurance potion next turn. Alright, so what is the Diviner doing? Can't even make it to that room, can we? I guess we're just teleporting onto a coin. Not a whole lot else. Deck stacking. I'll go after the Cragheart attacks then? Yeah, that works. Alright. Goes nothing. So we're up first on the Mindthief. Going to use the bottom Empathetic Assault to do a move 2 on 2 to here, I guess. Allows us to attack either target afterwards. We heal ourselves for 2. And we gain Strengthen. I'm then going to use the top of Frigid Apparition, which is an attack 4, plus mine's weakness is 6. Should I Battle Axe here? No, better to say Battle Axe for a more difficult room. Plus Frigid Blade to consume the ice to get an attack 8, with advantage targeting the Frost Demon, who has 8 health. Alright. Ooh. Ambiguous, so we get ice, that's actually better. 16, 8 health. Kill that. There we go. All done. So then the Cragheart goes. So we're going to use, I guess, getting advantage. Even though we have a +1 on top, advantage is actually good because, I mean, we can flip a crit or something. Or better than a +1. In worst case scenario, we're still getting a +1. I don't mind going through my deck a little bit faster. So I gain 1 experience. I remove 2. Grabbing this coin. The altar health isn't affected by the scenario level, is it? By the scenario effect? No. The altar health is affected by the level of the scenario, yes. The altar health is 4 plus C times L. So L is 6 here, because we're playing against 7. But it's actually because solo increases monster and trap level by 1 without increasing scenario level. So the actual scenario level is 6. So this means L is 6, and C is 3. So we do 6 times 3, which gives us 18, plus 4, which is 22. The altars have 2 health, although this has taken 1 damage from a massive boulder already. Okay, so we move there with the bottom of this, sorry, the bottom of Blunt Force, and then we're going to attack with Kinetic Assault. Strengthen. No worries. So we make an, I'm always happy to field questions. We make an attack 4 with Kinetic Assault with advantage targeting the altar. Yep, fine. Do 5 damage to the altar, putting the altar down to 16. And the Diviner is going to go, and we're going to do a teleport 4 with this. 1, 2, 4 to here. Grabbing some coins. Out. Right, and then we're going to use the top of Anticipating these to look at the top 2 cards, since the other is getting reshuffled again here, and we can put up to 1 bottom. No, I think I'd rather have both of these stay on the top, because then I just get 2 +1s while attacking the altar, and then I have a better chance of running into the... I guess I'm also going to make an advantage attack, so I'll just draw the 2 of these, which will keep the crit for later. I'd rather have the crit in the next room rather than have it against the altar. I think this is fine. I'd rather basically like stall, because I know that the miss and I believe it's the -2 are both on the bottom of my deck, so basically drawing things from my deck is good at this point. Mostly. Okay. And Diviner's picking up nice cash here, which is good. So... doesn't really matter much which we attack with. I guess we're not sure we want to move away this turn, so better do a melee attack. The range attack we need to move away first, and we're going to Endurance Potion at the bottom here anyway. So we don't have dark, we do have ice. Anything can consume ice to do better. How much health does this altar have left? 16? I think I can actually just do like the top of Hostile Takeover as a default attack and then use Dark Frenzy and move away. It's good to make 2 attacks this turn because I'm strengthened as well. Alright, so what is the Diviner up to? Picking up some coins? Yeah, probably. So I guess we'll just do this to generate experience and this to move. Alright, here goes. So, the Mindthief is up first. We're going to use the top of Hostile Takeover as a default attack 4, consuming ice with Frigid Blade to make an attack 6 with advantage. Yep, so 7 damage to the altar. 9. And then we're going to do a move 3, attack 3, gain 1 experience, create ice. 1, 2 to here, so we get range 3 from the altar. And attacking the altar with bottom Dark Frenzy, so an attack 3 with advantage. Yep, so damage. I was hoping to do a little bit more than that. Hopefully we're alright here. Yeah, this is actually a little bit annoying, but it should be okay. Alright, so we're done on the Mindthief. So then we're up on the Diviner. So Diviner is going to gain 1 experience and create light. And then default move 2 at the bottom of Void there. This coin. Okay. Right. Then it is the Cragheart's turn. The Cragheart's going to use the top of Heaving Swing to make an attack 3 advantage. Targeting the altar. 1+1, so 3 is 4 damage. Unfortunately, we cannot wound the altar, so we can't 2, nor can we push anything like that. Then we're going to use the bottom of Unstable Upheaval as a default move 2 to here. And we're going to Endurance back, so we have an odd hand size, which works out well, because then we can just make our attack 3 with greater. Okay, perfect. Like this and this. These 2 cards. Oh, we're going to get triple long rest. So, Mindthief's up first. We're just going to do a move 5 at the bottom of Cranium Overload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Or next, I think. And then the Cragheart goes, so we're going to use the top of Crater as an attack 3 range 3, targeting the altar. It's perfect. This kept the crit. Exactly how we wanted to draw there. We kill the altar, so now they only have +2 attack, +2 health, +1 move, +1 range. And we use the bottom of Unstable Upheaval plus our Boots of Striding to get a total move 4. We can use our Boots of Striding here, or because we're about to long rest. We all get the long rest, they're no. Alright, then the Diviner goes. So, the Diviner, we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer just because it gives us 1 experience and we don't need to move very much. So, we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer, gaining 1 experience, creating Dark, Stunning, and Invisible. Not hilarious. Again, basically just for experience. I'm going to use the bottom Sealer Fate as a move 3, going 1, 2, 3 to there. Okay, and that's the end of the round. So then we're going to triple long rest. None of us have any cards. It works out perfectly because there are no enemies. Go. Long rest all around. I'll lose this. 2. Nothing to kill. Refresh this. Refresh this. Alright, we're going to bring back the Mind's Weakness this time. Yeah, it's fine. I think I need to gain all the extra turns I can. I should bring it back every time, because I can still always get extra turns with Endurance Potions as well. So I'll bring back the Mind's Weakness. What are we getting rid of at this point? I guess more than anything, I just need damage, so maybe stuns aren't great. I definitely need movement. Maybe I don't need the Immobilize. The Immobilize is 50% good. Only good if I'm against the Earth Demons. Yeah, I guess I should just get rid of the Immobilize. It's a safe choice. Right, transfer here. I still want to keep Rock Slide because it's so good against the Flame Demons. Cataclysm is big movement. This is direct damage against Flame Demons as well. This is great. All these cards are pretty good. Basically between these two, I guess I don't mind having more attacks. Although do I have enough top actions? 1, 2, 3, 4 at this point? Yeah, so it's actually fine to get rid of Crater. This is a little bit better just for. As for the Diviner, we are running out of turns here. And this sort of crowd control, well, actually still can be good, I think. Definitely want my big move. I mean, like, I want both my movement things. I want this because it's crowd control. This is also damage on Anticipate. I don't create Dark that often, but I think I'd want to keep that. Honestly, the shielding is just probably not where I need to be. I lose my best initiative, but I suppose that's okay. Alright, so it's time to bust into this room. Maybe more. Ah, but I got rid of the Mind's Weakness. Well, what? The enemies were typically here. It's risky. It is risky. What if the Cragheart goes in first then? Rock Slides? Like a move 3 onto the door. Yeah, that works, I guess. Oops. Go there. This. So we're going to play with this initiative then, because we're going to set that up. This, which also gives us ice. And as for the diviner, I guess I'm going to try to go later, move in, maybe attack something with this and stuff. Take it out for the next turn. All right. This will then allow me to deck stack next turn, which is basically the best way of adding damage. So I kind of need that because I just need damage more than anything because time is my worst enemy here. All right, so we're going to use Cataclysm as a move 3 on the Cragheart. 3 to here. Works because 3 movement we can place obstacles basically wherever we want. So it is the Earth Demon room. So I did lose. I mean, if I'd known this was the Earth Demon room, I obviously would have kept the Immobilize attack on the Mindthief because it would have been so good here. But it was only 50% chance at this point that it was the Earth Demon room, and if it was the Flame Demon room, I would have regretted keeping that. Alright, so we got 2 regular Earth Demons. So normally they have 22 health, but here they have bonus 2 actually. They have 1 more movement, 2 more attack, 2 more health. And they get 1 more. Make range attacks. Really enough range attacks. That's actually really... we do get to stun 1 of them. Alright. Oh. So. So we're going to use Rock Slide. Earth Demon 1 experience, gives drop some rock. Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and use my boots, I think. To be able to place better rocks here. I think it's fine to use the boots now. Because otherwise, I guess I could Compass. Maybe the Compass isn't going to get any better. No, I'd rather save the Compass for making sure that I can do like effective AoE damage with Rumbling Advance and Rock Slide against the Flame Demons. Because the Flame Demons are the hardest enemy left in this scenario. Here it's safer just, I mean it's freer just to use boots. I'm just going to move 2 more with boots. I'm going to need to move up eventually. Right? And so we use Rock Slide. Then I can place 1 here, place 1 here. And place 1 like here. Or bait. So 2 damage here. Because I do want to damage everything as much as possible here. And blocking them off doesn't really change anything since they're making range attacks this turn, and then after that we're going to try to... Okay. So that's our turn. Then next up is the Diviner. Got to move 3 with Seal or Fate. 1, 2, 3 to here. An attack. Oh, we created Earth. Oh, what a disaster. That was unavoidable. Yeah, we've got our stun powder. We're good. We're good. Okay, all good. Whew. Thank God for having stun powder. I do like that on the Diviner quite a lot. All right, so we're going to make an attack 2, range 3 curse, targeting Earth Demon number 2. We're going to use our stun powder on this to add stun to this attack. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to activate the Ring of Skulls to bring out the summon. We need all the damage we can get. So this summon has 3 HP to move to attack. And also the summon's not going to be any good. I mean, this is basically the best room for it by far. The Wind Demons had 3 shields, so attack 2 wasn't great. Frost Demons have Retaliate. Flame Demons have shield and Retaliate, so here is definitely its moment to shine. Okay, so we make an attack. I guess I can just use the goggles here as well. I'm not getting better than this. So attack 2, range 3, stun curse, targeting Earth Demon number 2. Okay, 3 damage. Down to 19. Stunned. Get back up to stun curse. Okay. And then I'm going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer, gaining 1 experience and creating Dark, and doing stun, invisible, target or affect 1 enemy within range. Invis, and stun. Okay, Earth Demons go. Both lose their stuns. And then the Mindthief goes. We've got the bottom of Dark Frenzy as a move 3. Certainly going to move up enough. So we're going to use our Boots of Striding. We want to kill the Earth Demons first for sure. So 4-5 to here. Attacking. If we go here, it gives us more melee options afterwards, but we make a disadvantage attack. I'd rather not make a disadvantage attack. I'll still be able to attack this one in melee. And attack this one with a range attack. So 4-5. Gain 1 experience. We create ice, and we make an attack 3, range 3, targeting Earth Demon number 2. Nothing special to use here. I guess at some point we want to use the Battle Axe, but maybe that's better against the Flame Demons. I think we're fine for now. Yep. So +1 on our 3 is 4, putting us down to 15. And then we're going to use the top of Man's Weakness, gaining 1 experience and activating it. We make simply an attack 3, targeting Earth Demon number 6. Well, didn't need the ice, but still +2. So 5 damage here. 17. Perfect. And that's the end of the round. Alright. So we can do double stun this turn, which I think is worth doing. We got the Diviner Summon out, so we kind of want to protect. Hello, Epsky. How are you doing? How are things going with the heat wave? Is it as bad there as it is here? You said it was going to be bad. It is rough here, that is for sure. Might as well strengthen ourselves first before we start making attacks. It's only one day. Ah, okay. And I think we can just push. I mean, no matter what, we're going to push one of them to the obstacles. If this one's going to get stunned by the Mindthief, we can push this one into an obstacle because that allows us to get wound on both of them. Yeah. Here it's 38, 39 today outside, but since our apartment's just under the roof, it's actually hotter in our apartment than it is outside. It turns into like a mini greenhouse, which is truly the worst. All right. So what are we doing? Attacking the Mindthief's deck isn't super necessary because the Mindthief will have advantage. No, Mindthief won't actually have advantage, but it's making like multiple attacks. I guess we'll get advantage the following turn. None of this stuff really matters much, so we might as well do some deck stacking, just do some attack 1s. That works. You have a new microphone? Yes. I decided to buy a reasonably small desk microphone because it's just too, like, I have like a gaming headset sort of thing, you know, with like the big thing around the ears, and this makes me so much hotter, and trying to stream with this heat just wasn't going to be possible. So I invested, I mean, we can say that I invested the money from my subscriptions into a standing desk microphone. I hope it sounds all right, which allows me to stream a little bit more comfortably. I'm still dying here, but still better. I'm still working on getting it calibrated perfectly. Okay, anyway, this looks good. Standard stuff there, doesn't really matter. Okay, so Mindthief's up first. We're gonna begin. Oh, we don't, no, we do still want to stun both of them, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna begin by using the bottom of reverse edge. We gain 1 experience, create a new ice, and we do an attack 1, range 3 stun, targeting Earth Demon number 2. Here, yeah. Ah, wrong ordering. Oh well. That sucks. I always do this wrong. Only 2 damage there, and wound. Okay. And then we're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition, consuming the old ice, gaining 1 experience, and doing an attack 6 stun, targeting the adjacent Earth. Alright. 6 gets +2, so 8 is heavily wrong ordering, but again, random's not known. And we're done. So then the Cragheart goes. We're going to gain 1 experience. Move to here. Strengthen ourselves. And we're going to use the top of Heaving Swing, which is also going to give us 1 experience because we're going to push into an obstacle. Attacking Earth Demon number 6 using the foot. Get a crit here as well, I think. Nope, the crit is still coming up soon. Anyway, so our attack is for 3 plus 2, so we get 5 damage plus 2 from the obstacle is 7 damage, putting it down to 2. No, I guess pushing into this obstacle is better because then we'll get a coin while standing next to the altar, which is nice. And it's perfect, actually, because with wound plus stun, that's actually 2 damage before it ever acts, so it will die. You don't have to worry about that one anymore. That's perfect. Okay, so then the Diviner goes. I mean, I guess we're going to finish it with Void Snare anyway. So first, our Summon makes a default attack 2. Well, I mean, an attack 2, targeting the adjacent Earth Demon. Nice. New Dark. So 4 damage. To 9. And then, yeah. Oh no, I guess we don't have to attack the other one. We can attack the altar with this. So then we're going to use the bottom of Void Snare and gain 1 experience. We're going to attack 1 Immobilize. Not going to bother placing Immobilize. We're going to attack Earth Demon number 2 and the altar. In order. So 2 damage and 2 damage. So there are no more curses to get. Do 2 damage here. 1 to 7. And we do 2 damage here. 15. Did that already take damage? Did I set its health incorrect? I said all their health correctly. Oh no, I took 2 damage from the rock slide. That was it. Okay. Great. And then we're going to use the top of Anticipated Intricacies. Consuming the old dark. Oh no. No, it's the new dark. Yeah, because that dark was created before turn. Okay, well, consuming the dark. Gaining 1 experience. We get to look at the top 4 cards of the deck and put 2 on top, 2 on bottom. Up to 2 on bottom. I think we'll do it with the Cragheart here. I mean, we already know that the miss and the -2 are on the bottom, so we can't just keep drawing. We could do it for our deck, I guess. We do have the summon attacking now, so yeah, I guess our deck is actually reasonable at this point. Do it for the Mindthief as well. No, the Mindthief again has already flipped a card. Alright, yeah, let's do it for our deck. Alright. So I'd rather wait on this. Not that it really matters much. +1 is honestly fine, even if it's not super exciting. So we'll put the +0 on bottom, put the other 3 back on top. And we'll wait as long as possible for the curse, because right now we're at 10 curses, so there's a chance enemies attack first, and then the +2 curse does something. Okay, so the Earth Demons go. They both lose their stuns. They both take 1 damage from their wounds. 1, 6. Okay, that's the end of the round. Diviner, we're going to long rest. Mindthief, we're going to up and make some attacks. Ice as well. Great. Cragheart, yeah, we're going to move up, do some direct damage and some attack. Alright, let's go. So the Mindthief is up first. We're going to use the bottom Empathetic Assault. Want to try to finish this, I think. We also don't want to block a spot from the Cragheart. I guess if we kill this, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and we should kill it. We're going to move there with Empathetic Assault. Kills us for 2, it doesn't matter. You get Strengthen, which is great. And then we're going to use the top of Cranium Overload. This is normally an attack 4, but we're going to consume the ice using the Frigid Blade. Make an attack 6 advantage, targeting Earth Demon number 2. Good kill. Another crits. Once again, wish we had attacked the altar. Nah, I mean, we still need. So. Alright, so we kill the Earth Demon. Okay. I wonder if the obstacles count as enemies for Pacifist or not. That's an interesting question, because the Cragheart killed an obstacle. So it's like 1 or 2, depending on whether that counts. Ooh, and the Cragheart will have wounded this one, so that would actually put us up to 3. Not sure if the obstacles should count as enemies for Pacifist or not. Maybe someone in the comments knows, or in chat knows. Not gonna look it up right now. Alright. So the old Cragheart is up. Oh, we have to do 1 damage to this. We'd also block this, which is... We move up. No. Alright. Got this. We're going to use Kinetic Assault. Nice. We're going to move to here. No, we just got this. Using the move 1, and then we're going to make an attack 4 with Kinetic Assault, targeting the altar. We do still have advantage. Last turn. Or crit. Huh, I guess we must have reshuffled our deck since... Oh well. It works. So our 4 does 6 damage to the altar. Altar down to 12. Then if I want Earth, anything, then I'm just going to use the bottom Rumbling Advance as a default move 2, and I'm going to move to here. Gives up the coin, but I really do want the summon to get the chance to move up and attack. We need all the damage. Okay, so then the Earth Demon goes 1 health left and wound, so it dies. And then the Diviner gets her long rest. So the summon moves to here and attacks the altar. +2. So normally 2, so here down to 8. Rest. Refresh this. Choose a card to lose here. As before, we want to keep movement. Want to keep attacks. Is also interesting. This is also kind of interesting because we can deck stack. Do we have? Yeah, we still have a mana potion, so we can use this on like turn 2. Honestly, I think we just don't care about the disarming very much anymore. Okay. Mindthief can definitely take a long rest, which also gives us our boots back, so it's more movement, so that's definitely worthwhile. Cragheart shouldn't have the strength in anymore. So we can actually just leave the summon here to finish off the altar. It always should. But, I mean, at the same time, we don't even have to attack it. We can just move away with our move 4. It's probably better. us. We definitely need to move a lot. When does the scenario end? I don't know the scenario. The scenario ends when we kill destroy all the altars. So there's one more altar in here we have to destroy. Technically, we don't actually have to kill the enemies in this room. We'll see how easy it is to destroy the altar without killing the enemies. The enemies are flame demons, so wouldn't mind not killing now. Basically. Alright, I mean, we always want to use one of these two bottoms with... I mean, we're always using two of these three bottoms, so this is always the top. The only question is if we can create dark first. We can't actually create dark by stunning someone this turn. I guess we can stun the Mindthief, who doesn't really care. It allows us to then have dark to do this top next turn. In that case, we're using this bottom to move. We're using this top, but I suppose that's fine. We can teleport. Alright, that works. Okay, let's go. So the Cragheart's up first. The real question is, should I attack the altar? I think the answer is no. I think I'd rather move. At the same time, the Mindthief has to catch up. But the Mindthief gets to move next turn, and we're going to long rest. So, and the Mindthief has plenty of movement. Let's do a move for self. We're gonna block. No, we're not gonna block the diviner. So we do 1, 2, 4 to here. Diviner goes 4. Yep. Perfect. So we do move 4, and we do nothing with the top one. Save blood people. When the diviner goes, first the summon attacks the altar. Getting a +1, so 3 damage to the altar. Bringing the altar down to 5. Then the diviner uses the top of dimensional transfer, gaining 1 experience, and stunning and invising the Mindthief. Creating dark. I'm not going to bother doing all those things. Then we use the bottom of dimensional divide as a move, or as a teleport 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. Mindthief goes, loses the stun and invis, and long rests. We're going to back to Mind's weakness because we definitely got time to set it up. It's actually going to put us to an odd number of cards, but we've got 2 endurance potion charges. Need this, need this. Don't need this, actually. This is probably the best thing to get rid of. We want our high damage attacks. There's also damage on bottom. This helps us deal more damage. Stunning at this point doesn't matter so much because we just have to focus the altar. And we are running low on longevity, though. Alright, so these 2 cards here. Cragheart long rest here. Us giant move is 5 good here. 7 plus boots, yeah, that works. Don't want to get stopped on top of an ally, and we're going to set up the mine. We also need to default something. But actually, is it better to just do a default move here? With like boots, or maybe not 1, 2, 4. And I guess there's no reason to ever use boots. We can just do a default move and set up Mind's weakness, and then after that, we've got to move 5 plus 2. Is that enough? Probably not, though. Yeah, we don't have range attacks. No one has actually, we have not lost a single card to damage, nor have we played a single loss this scenario. Just a really long scenario. The low card count is just due to having low hand sizes. We've even gained 2 turns using endurance potions charges as well. No, we've taken a lot of long rest. I think I'm just going to do these 2 things, and then we'll see. Maybe, because I guess we can all just play a default top, actually. That's maybe more reasonable. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay, so we're up first on the Mindthief. We do a move 5 with Cranium Overload, plus our Boots of Striding to move 7 total. 5, 6, 7 to here. And we're going to activate the Mind's weakness. 1 experience. Okay, the diviner goes. We're going to do a move 3 with Sealer Fate. 1, 2 to here. I don't want to go into the yet. Allow me to default, but I have no endurance potion charges. Oh, sorry. My summon actually goes and attacks the altar first. I'm going to attack 4 in the end, so the altar's down to 1. And then I play Anticipate Intricacies. I gain 1 experience, and I consume the dark, and I'm going to stack the top 4 cards of the Mindthief's deck, because that's the highest damage deck. Alright, these 2 go on bottom, these 2 go on. Easy game. Alright. Plus 0 should be on top because of the possibility of drawing. like a miss plus a +0 while advantage defending. Oh. Okay. Cragheart gets this, choosing card to lose. It's probably just got to be unstable upheaval. All right, Diviner long rests. That's so good, actually, if this kills the altar before we go in. So actually, I think we can't long rest. I think we have to rest because otherwise the enemies are all gonna have 1 more health, 1 more attack, etc. Sure, we can get rid of that. That's fine. So with 3 movement, do I make it to attack the altar? 1, 2. Yeah, I do. So I think I want to do this. 37 initiative. Can we go after that? No, we can go at 29, but we have to go at 23. So maybe we use this for a bottom and we don't attack that. Maybe we just use this as top. Maybe the top does. I think we should probably play this bottom because again, it's just an extra attack, which is valuable at this point. Every attack matters pretty much. So everyone else wants to go after the diviner here. We need to go at 29. I guess you have to play these 2 cards. This is a move and attack, which is very good. It creates ice. And so the Cragheart needs to move a bunch as well. So how about we actually create Earth and then we can use... That's fine. We can use Cataclysm to move. 26 goes after 23. And we can use Rock Slide to play some rocks because we're going to face Flame Demons. I'm not sure if we want to try to kill them or not, but I think this is about as good anyway. About as good as anything else we could do. Plus this will create Earth, so if we want to, we can always Blunt Force top the altar afterwards. Okay, so the Diviner's up at 23. So first our summon attacks the altar over there, so it's not to be a miss. Perfect. The altar's down, so we're down to 3 altars, or down 3 altars are down, so there's only 1 altar left, so very small bonus. Then we're going to do a move 3 with the bottom of Seal or Fate. 1, 2 remaining. I have 2 Flame Demons, I'm guessing. Yeah, 2 regular Flame Demons. Okay, so 5 health, 5 health. No, 6 health and 6 health because they got 1 altar left. They also attack at +1. What are they up to? That's their scariest card. Alright. Go 1 more. And we use Seal Their Fate to make an attack 2, range 3, wound, targeting the altar. Or sorry, range 2, attack 2, range 3, curse, targeting the altar. We'll go ahead and use our goggles on this attack because good thing we did. No one needs any healing, unfortunately, so this is just +1, which we'll take. So 3 damage to the altar, it's down to 19. And then we're going to use our minor mana potion to create Earth. And then we still have the top of Dimensional Divide. Is there anywhere we want to do this? These things are going to try to hit 2 targets. They're going to go after we go. Oh, so let's think for a second where they're going to move. They have... The range is rounded up, so they have +1 range as well, right? Over here. Yep. They have +1 movement, +1 range, +1 attack, +1 HP. So they have 6 range then. The Mindthief will have already moved up 3. It's worth doing. Annoying here is we use this. But I don't actually want to attack the Flame Demons. I need to attack the altar. So none of these cards are really doing anything. I could just default both of the cards, but then I don't move enough is still the issue. I need to basically get to this next turn. So I need to start attacking the altar without a doubt. Out of water. Oh no. I know I have the axe, but it doesn't really matter. Attacking these doesn't matter much, but the biggest issue is that I can't reach them as the Mindthief. I have maximum 3 movement. Well, alright, I technically have 4 movement, but if I I do this for a loss. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I still don't even reach. So 3 movement, 4 movement doesn't change anything. I never reach here. So, and I can do move 3 to make my attack on bottom, but making the attack on bottom sucks on them. It doesn't deal any damage. I mean, I'll use this bottom anyway, I guess, because it's move 3. It creates ice and gives me 1 experience, and ice is also useful. I'll do attack next turn. Yeah, so I'm never doing anything with the top. I'm just going to Endurance Potion it back, but I guess I can't Endurance Potion it back, because if I do that, then I won't even be able to hit the altar next. The most important thing here. Because I guess I technically can if I use this for a loss. Maybe that's fine. Really dangerous, though. Anyway, so the Mindthief is always moving 3. I guess that's the same thing here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 to one of these 2 spots. So from where they are, they can both hit. And the Cragheart's just going to move a bunch. So they can always hit 2 targets. So the Rift is never doing anything. Unless if the Cragheart goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Cragheart has boots as well. Yeah. The Cragheart can actually, or we can actually just even use the compass. So it's definitely worth placing a Rift. Then we can get a wound and immobilize on one of them. I'm not sure how great that is, but sure. Alright. We will use the top of Dimensional Divide. Place 1 Rift token on any unoccupied hex within range 5. When any enemy enters a hex containing a Rift token this round, it gains wound and immobilize. So we'll place a Rift here, I suppose. Alright. The Cragheart goes. We're going to use the bottom of Cataclysm, Consuming Earth, do 6 plus. Use our boots. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. I'm going to use Rock Slide, gain 1 experience, and create Earth. Drop some rocks. Dropping a rock here, I think. Dropping a rock here. Placing 1 kind of out of the way. Alright, so 2 damage to you, 2 damage to you, 2 damage to you. And then I'm going to just use the compass here because why not? I've got nothing else to do with the compass. And it does something. Wound and immobilize. I'm not bothering to place the immobilize. It doesn't need to move. Alright. So then the Mindthief goes. We use the bottom of Dark Frenzy. We gain 1 experience and create ice. We do a move 3. Yeah, I guess to here. Yeah. There we can attack or something. I'm certainly not going to attack myself because I just get retaliated for nothing. Okay, so then the Flame Demons go. They attack 2 targets each. They're both going to attack. So let's see. Oh, it's Diviner Cragheart, Diviner Cragheart. This one takes 1 from his wound, so it goes down to 3. Their attacks are at -2, but +1 from their scenario effect. So normally they attack for 4, but so it's 3 attack. 4 -2 is 2, +1 from the scenario effect is 3. So attack 3, Diviner Cragheart, Diviner Cragheart. Okay, 3 damage on the Diviner, take it. Cragheart, damage, take it. Diviner. Cragheart, yes. Okay. That's the end of the round. I forgot to Endurance Potion, but I think it's not. I think it's fine to do this. I should have, though, because this would guarantee me that I could keep this. No, that's actually the 1 card I can't lose, though. Yeah, it was much better the other way. Alright, so I'll reroll. Alright, that's okay, I guess. Because I need... I guess that wasn't true. The move 3 also got me there? Yeah, that was wrong, maybe. Yeah, I didn't need to reroll, but it still works out. Alright, so I'm going to move next to the altar, and I'm going to attack the Frigid Apparition. Hitting the altar. I just get 2 turns of attacking the altar, and that's it. That's not true. I guess I can Endurance Potion the top of Frigid Apparition here to get an extra turn. Yeah, I probably will. It gives me 2 less attack, but 1 extra turn. I think extra turn is worth more than 2 attack. Not really a lot of reason to long rest. I think I'd rather just short rest. Summon would start running, but no, I actually really want to keep that card, so I'll pay 1 and reroll. Because this is just an attack too. Basically the best thing I can be doing. Okay, so the Mindthief is going to run up here and hit the altar. Health left. What does the Cragheart do? I guess we can attack the altar with this. It's going to do 1 damage to the Mindthief. That doesn't really matter. Might as well strengthen ourselves first. Okay, so Mindthief is up first. We're going to use the bottom Cranium Overload as a move 5. Into here, 1, 3. We're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition as a default attack. We're going to consume the ice using the Frigid Blade. And I could use the axe here to attack a Flame Demon, but just not even worth it. It doesn't matter. So again, we have a default attack 2, plus Mind's Weakness is 4, plus the ice. So an attack 6, targeting the altar. Flip a +2, do 8 damage. Altar for 17, down to 9. Just going to go ahead and use my Cloak of Invisibility to be safe here. As I use the default top on Frigid Apparition, I'm Endurance Potion charge to recover it. I'll use a Healing Potion just yet. Okay, Cragheart's up next. So we're going to use the bottom Blunt Force, gain 1 experience. Here. And we're going to then retaliate significantly gain Strengthen. Attack the altar with the top of Massive Boulder, creating Earth, making an attack through range 3 with advantage on the altar. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and use my Healing Potion now. Good. So I go up 3, and we got a +1 on our attack in the end, so 4 damage to the altar, down to 5, 1 direct damage here, down to 2, 1 direct here, down to 3. Okay, and the Diviner goes. I'm going to begin by using the bottom Seal Their Fate. Move to here, I suppose. Doesn't change much. Make an attack 2, targeting the altar. Technically, this moves first, but I'm just going to dismiss it right away so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. So an attack 2 on the altar, +2. Alright. Oh, no, it was 5 anyway. So 3 damage down to 2. It's a curse, but altar's immune to curse. Then we're going to use the top of Anticipated Intricacies to look at the top 2 cards. I guess I should have done this before attacking, huh? Of our deck, we can put it on the bottom. Oh, whatever. Okay, Flame Demons go. So they're going to create fire here. +1 attack. So normally 4, here's 6. This one attacks the Cragheart. This one away and attacks the Cragheart. Yep. 2 attacks on the Cragheart for 6. Keep flipping a miss so much. Human loses 1 health. Oh yeah, it does lose 1. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, good call. Thought about it, and then I got distracted. Alright, so we get to end it here on the Mindthief. We know how much health it has left. We know it. I guess I'll just long rest on her. My thing, kill this for fewer. So I don't want to kill anything else. I mean, even if, because at this point, sorry, I do have 1 there. So even if I'm still counted, I'm still at 3, I think. Good there. Oh, we were just a loot, no money token. Ha! I'm an idiot. Oops. I saw gold and I just, oh well. I mean, whatever. I'm just, I guess play a healing card because again we know that we win. Okay. So that's first. So first we go with the Mindthief. Sure. I mean, I guess I'll gain 3 experience total because why not? At least I got 5 or not 1 or 2. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I think I care more about check marks than gold on the Diviner, but at the end of the day, like, you could certainly make an argument for getting 5 coins when you're playing on. So here we're at 6 scenario level, which means the coins are worth 5 gold each. This is still 25 gold versus 2 check marks. Like, I think there's a fair argument to be made either way. It wasn't like strictly wrong to do this. I would rather get the check marks just because I like the modifier, hitting the modifier deck so much, but at the end of the day, it was still a reasonable like decision, even though we didn't intentionally make this decision. We'll pretend that we did. Okay, so we're just going to gain some experience here. We know that we killed the altar, so we don't need to mess around. So we're going to use Frigid Apparition. I mean, we can mess around. We're going to gain 1 experience. We're going to move here. Stun you. And that is a loss. And then we're going to use the top of Empathetic Assault, gaining 2 experience, creating 1 too many. Ooh, 24 experience. Creating ice and making an attack 4, range 5 disarm, targeting the altar. So a +2, so our 4 does 6. The altar has 2, so we successfully complete. We triggered the victory. Alright, so the Cragheart doesn't want to kill anything else. We can actually use this bottom here. Why not? I guess I could have played a top for 1 experience. Nah, I mean, we could have done. So I'm gonna gain some mortality, gaining 2 experience. I'm gonna just do some healing or do nothing with the top rumbling answer really. My retaliate won't actually kill anything because this will die to its wound, which was administered by... Who gave that wound? The Cragheart? No. Oh, wait. No, I think so the wound was given by the Rift, so that should be the Diviner. Even though we compassed it into the Rift, I don't think it works like traps. I'm pretty sure the Rift ability should count the Diviner as the wound. I mean, Gloomhaven wouldn't have a rule for this because it doesn't use wound kill credit. I guess technically if we weren't using wound kill credit, we were easily passing it. But I think it's not to use wound kill credit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We weren't. So we gained our 2 experience here. We do nothing there. Flame Demons go. One dies to its wound, and this one is stunned, so it doesn't do anything with either of these. Whew. Let's see, with this and his loss, technically, we had no more turns left on the Mindthief. I mean, we did play 2 losses there. We would have had 1 to 2 more turns. We had 0 turns left on the Diviner. We had a few turns left on the Cragheart. That's it. Jeez. That was a tough one. I mean, well, +4 difficulty on a not easy scenario. So that's satisfying. I'm glad we did +4 in the end. I mean, we got a little bit lucky. We didn't face any... I mean, basically, we were pretty much 1 unlucky summon from losing the scenario, which is, again, the reason why I typically... I mean, we try to play around the summons pretty well, so I guess we might have been okay. But what I mean is, like, the margin here was very slim. Again, we had... So let's see, if we didn't play the 2 losses there, these 2 go there. We short rest. If we bring back the Mind's Weakness, yeah, we could have had 2 turns left for the Mindthief, basically. And we could have had 3 turns left even. But kind of crappy turns. 0 turns left for the Diviner. We had a few turns left for the Cragheart. We didn't have a large margin. We could have survived 1 unlucky summon, maybe. But anyway, this is, like I said, to say why I don't typically like to do the highest possible difficulty I can when playing summon scenarios because just the variance with summoners. But here I'm definitely happy that I did do +4 difficulty in the end. Made it much more it made it challenging and satisfying, which is great. And we got to do 1 +4 scenario before, unfortunately, now we won't be able to do +4 scenarios anymore. We'll only be able to do +3. But at some point we might go up to 4-player setup. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure our party is that strong to really be able to do that. We'll see. We'll see at some point. Anyway, successful scenario completion. Are we going to get absolutely nothing for this? No. Unlock a bunch of scenarios. I'll worry about this off stream. We don't gain anything that immediately affects us. I guess we gain a global achievement. Good. Factor. Then to go where? No, there, I guess. No. All right, sure. All right, let's do our actual post scenario stuff. So the Mindthief easily succeeded there. Cragheart did succeed here. I believe did a great job of counting, and the Diviner, the one we care most about, unfortunately did not. Oh yeah, because we locked this. All right, let's go across the board. So the Mindthief got tricked by the chest. We gained 5 gold, 24 experience plus 16, so 40 experience for the Mindthief. 82. And a check mark. So we do get up to level 7 or level 6 2 points, as it is known for the Mindthief. Right? I'll do this level up now. Oh yeah, I'm gonna gain the 5 gold. This, refresh all these. All right, so level 7 for the Mindthief sucks. I'm gonna go refill my water before I try to go through this. Give me 1 second. Unfortunately, this will be the only scenario we do today. I'm drenched. Here, I can't go through another. I'm sorry. I'll explain, though. I'm going to try to catch up a little bit next week, hopefully. But anyway, I'll be right back. Oh. All right. So, we gained level 7 with the Mindthief. Unfortunately, level 7 sucks with the Mindthief. Well, it doesn't actually suck. So, we have Vicious Blood, which is just... I mean, the bottom is a fine action. So, move to attack 4. It's fine. Worse than our level 6 action, Dark Frenzy, which is a move 3, attack 3, range 3, create ice, gain 1 experience. But it's still okay. But regardless, it's not even close to this card. And the top augment is just terrible. We have a tiny amount of health. 2 melee retaliate per attack is just really not where we want to be. Meanwhile, Psychic Projection is... So, theoretically, this is kind of okay, maybe, for the tank Mindthief build. But again, there's just not enough support for it. Definitely not at high difficulty. And this bottom is not at all worth a loss. When we did the Mindthief rebalance, I suggested, I think the best fix for this would be to use charges for like the next 3 rounds or something like that. Even then, I'm not sure if it's good enough for a level 7 loss, but maybe. 1 round to get your augment effect on ranged attacks is just not even close to worth a level 7 loss. Insane, actually. Fortunately, despite the fact that neither of these cards are particularly good, I mean, Vicious Blood is okay. Corrupting Embrace is amazing. I mean, both the level 6 cards are amazing. Dark Frenzy and Corrupting Embrace. No matter what, you should always go back and take the other one at 6. These is like the two, like, combined, I think the 2 best level 6 cards in the game. Obviously, there's like a better, well, I suppose it's a little bit difficult because the best level 6 card in the game plus any other card doesn't really matter, but the Corrupted is a 2 times attack 3 poison and muddle. Yeah, exactly. So you make an attack 3, then if you attack the same target, because it's already poisoned, it's an attack 4. So this is attack 3, attack 4, whether you apply poison and muddle, which is really, really good. A move 4 jump that has a bonus of being able to poison enemies and create dark is also really good. Anyway, the moral of the story is, what's the other level 6 card? The other level 6 card is the card we already took, which is Dark Friend. The other level card. Also, the top of Dark Frenzy is less impressive when you have the Frigid Blade, but the bottom of Dark Frenzy is insane when you have the Frigid Blade, because creating ice essentially adds +2 to your next melee attack, since we have the Frigid Blade, or stun, whatever, stun or +2. Either of these things quite good, right? So that basically makes this kind of essentially a 10 initiative, move 3, attack 5, range 3, 1 experience, which is just, you know, amazing. So even though I actually think, like, basically it works like this. This is the best action of the 4, is the bottom of Dark Frenzy. Then this, then this, then this, essentially. Although with the Diviner creating Dark, this does get a bit better. But she also uses Dark about as much as she creates it, so we don't have it so freely anymore. Anyway, I took Dark Frenzy first just because we have the Frigid Blade, and it's the best of the 4 actions. Regardless, I don't think there's a wrong choice. You can always take either of these at 6, and you should always go back for the other one at 7. So that's what we're going to take here, is Corrupting Embrace. There. And we have to gain a perk. So we're either going to take the Rolling Stun or Rolling Disarm, Rolling Muddle. I think getting less rolling modifiers in our deck is better with how often we attack with advantage, and Stun is just a better effect than Disarm, so it makes more sense to take this first. Rolling +1s are also okay. It does give me more damage, but again, because of my frequent advantage attacks, I don't want rolling modifiers that much. I will still certainly take these. Sorry, these, not these. But like 1 rolling modifier, which has a much more significant effect, is better than 2 rolling modifiers with a smaller effect, because I would rather draw these less frequently, and when I draw them, have really good effect. If I end up missing because of rolling, or because of with advantage because of rolling modifiers, as long as I'm stunning, so be it, you know? So pretty easy rolling stun modifier here. Okay. Over to the Cragheart. So Cragheart gains 16, and it was 16 for the scenario, if I'm not mistaken, so it's 32 experience for the Cragheart. $32. Oh, so we don't level up on the Cragheart. Okay. And we did gain a check mark. And we gain 10 gold. Okay. And on the Diviner, 32 as well. Okay. So no level. As for gold, we gain 25 gold, which is great. And we did not get a check mark. Alright. That's that. So next time we should level up, which is nice. On both these characters, specifically the Diviner, which is the one I'm most interested in leveling up. Alright. So I won't go through the rest of this stuff. I can deal with modifier decks and everything afterwards. Off stream at this point. Once it's cooled down in here. Alright, so I am really sorry that I mean I know this is a really weak week. I didn't mean to say that. A poor week for me streaming. I do apologize immensely for that. I do really appreciate the support of everyone who supports this stream, even when unfortunately I'm not was able to come stream. Again, it's not that I haven't had the time. I have. It's just it is really truly unbearably hot here still. Like I said, today it's like 39 degrees out. It's hotter than that in the apartment, especially when I'm streaming. I have to keep the door closed. I mean, having the window open doesn't really help. It's actually just hot air that comes in from outside. So it's literally a hot box in here. But the good news is, like I said, on Sunday, we're going to try to... Indeed, Evsky. We're going to try to move my desk into our actual bedroom, where we have a small portable air conditioning unit. Yeah. It is... You're from Florida, D-Man? Well, welcome. Yeah, we're having a bit of a heat wave here in Western Europe, or maybe in Europe in general. I haven't really checked in the East, but it is really bad right now. The one thing is, though, even though it's 40 degrees here, and maybe not as hot in Florida, in most of Europe, it's not as humid as in the US. So, like, I'm from the Midwest, and there, like, when Jessica, my fiance, moved with me there, because we were in Illinois for a year and a half ago, she couldn't believe how humid it was. And Florida is even humid. I mean, well, parts of Florida at least are even more humid than the Midwest. So even if your temperature in degrees is lower, it's still, I think, equally unbearable there as it can be here. But anyway, it is really bad here. So, but the good news, like I said, is that hopefully for this coming week, now it's going to depend on the outlet situation, but I think I should be able to make it work regardless. I hope I will. So accordingly, next week I'm going to hopefully be streaming from a semi-air conditioned room. We'll see how the volume of the air conditioning unit, because it makes a fair amount of noise, works with the mic. But anyway, I've made a plan, and that's what we're going to go for next week. I do actually have the date for moving. Yeah, it feels like walking around in a sauna sometimes. Yeah. So hopefully next week I'll be streaming actually on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we're adding Wednesday on because we didn't stream much this week, and the clock is ticking. Also, Jessica is going to be gone for 2 weeks coming up, so I have a bit more free time in the evenings. So Monday next week should be the main campaign, which will soon, Prosperity 8 campaign. Tuesday should be custom class testing again, and then Wednesday and Thursday will be the Diviner campaign. I guess I can just cut the VOD here. I don't need to keep going.